Evening, folks. How are we all doing? Hope you're all well. Another watch along, another Leeds United game against Nottingham Forest to chat about. How's your day going? Hope it's going well. There's a couple of people in the chat. Dolly Parton passed away. Rest in peace, Dolly. Yeah, absolutely. That kind of came out of nowhere. Been a weird year for that kind of stuff, hasn't it? But I hope you're all doing well. Your chats will start to appear. Oh, don't like that. Your chats will start to appear on the screen in the next couple of seconds. So give that a couple of seconds to start loading. I'll give the chat bot a bit of a kick as well. But yeah, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing well. There we go. Should start clipping in now in a sec. Yeah, hope you're all well. Leeds Nottingham Forest EFL Cup this time last year. We were getting knocked out by Sheffield Wednesday and seeing Dominic Calvert-Lewin making his debut and not playing well. Very different year 12 months on. A couple of changes for the squad tonight for Leeds. Couple of changes as well for Nottingham Forest, as has been said by Andrew in the chat. Still two very strong sides that are taking the field tonight in this game. Mike Cat is here saying, good lineup for this one. Sarah here. Hello, Sarah. Righty LUFC. Evening, Jared. Glad to see a back four. Is it, though? Is it a back four? Because that's what I think it is. And I don't mind being wrong. But I think it's that. And I could be wrong. We'll only see when Leeds haven't got the ball. But that's what I think it is. I think it's possibly a three at the back. Rodon in the centre. Tariq on the left-hand side. Nico Elvedi on the right. Dan James, right wing back. James Justin. Too many Jameses. James Justin, left wing back. Longstaff and Ampadu Tanaka in a 10 along with Okafor central. When Leeds haven't got the ball, Tanaka will drop into that midfield as well. Add an extra body in there. Dan James will drop off. Dan James does play right wing back for the Welsh side. I get comfy in this chair tonight. It's all over the place. I need a new chair. But yeah. Even Jolene, Terry in the chat there. How are you, Terry? John says, be good to see Elvedi. Strong bench. Absolutely. Evening, Jared. Double tonight. Yeah. Joanne, you know what? I do this every single. I'll just stick on my glasses and then I can actually see what you're all saying. There we go, Joanne. Suggest Perry is definitely going then. Yeah, I would. It does suggest that, doesn't it? We'll get into the team sheets in a bit more detail in a sec. But yeah, it does. It does look like that. Liam says, evening, Jer. 2-1 win tonight, MOT. Rangers 11ization. 4-3-3. Muhammad playing left back, I think. We've all got different thoughts on this, haven't we? I like this. Unpredictability. Kazum Bud Hika Pereira. I know I got that wrong. Give me a nickname if I have got that wrong. Nottingham play with 3 strikers. You can probably press their defence. Yeah, we'll get to their side. It's an interesting looking attack for them. Very different to the weekend. Righty says, how progressive prison has been lately. I wouldn't be surprised seeing Farley trying at right back. All right. Face says, hey, Jer, hey, chat. Sad news regarding Dolly. Yeah, absolutely it is. Great and Buzz ambassador for women and LGBTQIA community. Absolutely, completely agree with you on that. Sarah says, I think it's going to be 4-2 to Leeds. I hope we mean Leeds. Righty says, Rodon trying it right back. Yeah, Rodon could play right back. He could. There's absolutely no reason why not. Caroline Bedford says, afternoon, Jer, from sunny Orlando, Florida. Good, strong side. Looking forward to see Elvedi. So am I. Ryan Springer, MOT from Florida, USA. All the Floridians are in the house. Alex Circe says, or Cirque says, I was thinking it was a 3-5-2. I mean, it's a good thing. Also, do we like this graphic? Do we like this layout? I built this today. Do we like this? Joe Blackburn will give me an opinion on whether he likes it or not. If you're watching on a phone, you're not going to be able to see any of the small stuff. But let me know what your thoughts are. Or do you want the list view? We can go back to that if we have to at some point. So, so always needs. Oh, sorry. My bad. John says, by the end of tonight, most of the squad will have much needed minutes in their legs. Possibly something flying around in here. FaZe, we're going to talk about Liam Delap. Yeah, I would prefer a back 4, but it's going to be a 3. Your lineup makes sense with Tanaka playing the stack CMOOP 10 IP role. Yeah, graphic is good. Cool. Love that. Terry says, yep. Let's go Leeds. Graphic looks nice. Joanne says ITV has James and Justin as winbacks. I think that's probably the more likely thing to happen here. Andrew says that at 45 minutes, bit steep. It's more than a bit steep for me. Liam says, who this striker that we're interested in? I don't think we are interested in him. RB Leipzig striker, Danish player called Conrad Harder. He is a 21-year-old, 6'1" in height. By the way, we've got cup numbers back for Leeds. They've brought back cup numbers. So tonight they're wearing their cup numbers on the back of their jerseys. I thought we might debut the black kit today or the grey kit today. Not to be. Not to be. Sarah says, it's a bit yellow, so struggling to read it properly, but I'm dyslexic, so could be that I've a touch of dyslexia as well, Sarah. That's why sometimes my spelling looks like it's all over the shop. Or I forget to change dates, like today. Neil says, crap, Dolly Parton. Yeah, it's sad. My cat, I changed the background from yellow. Yes, that background will be white when we're at home. It'll be yellow when we're wearing the yellow, and it'll be grey when we're wearing the grey, and I'll change the other stuff accordingly, but I'm trying to stay on brand. Can you not notice the design? It's a lovely Leeds away kit design. I can't wear it on these streams because this is what happens with yellow when you put it on a green screen. It gets all weird. Might try green. Okay. Let's go, Jolene. I changed back into yellow. Donny says, evening, Jer. Hope all is good with you. Not a bad lineup. Hoping to win tonight. Do you like a cup run? I think this is when we could do it. Yeah, I'd like to win the League Cup. Why not? Graphics looking good. Great. Karen says, graphic difficult reading even on the big screen. Never mind the full screen. Sorry, Karen. John Duff says, evening, Jer. Good to see Sean Longstaff getting a start. It'll be interesting to see how they work together. I agree. Liam says, don't you know, pump it up. No. I should have read that first, Liam. That's my fault. That's on me. Thanks, Liam. Legend. That's clever, Jer. Well, I thought so, Sarah. I thought so. Not everyone will think so. Stesco says, change it to white and we couldn't see the team. Well, that's true. And Leeds only gave me the players in the white jerseys. Now, I am trying to get the full media kits this year, so I'll have them in the yellow and the grey and the white, and then I can change the colours accordingly. So, love that yellow. Unbelievably harder. Yeah, I know, right? They write themselves, especially with Farke. Neil says, as for tonight, shows where we are at. I look at the lineup and and I'm happy with it. I would agree with you there. Liam says, gotcha. Thanks, Liam. Appreciate you, pal. Appreciate you. Right. We're trying something new tonight. Ha! There we go. I hope you can still hear me. So these are the two starting 11s for, the squads for the teams tonight. 5 changes for Nottingham Forest. I believe it's 6 changes for Leeds. So Forest here will be starting with Matt Sells, continues in goal after the weekend. Their £40 million centre half gets his debut. Ousmane Diamand from Sporting Lisbon comes in. They'll also have Cunha in defence along with Milinkovic. Their 2 wing backs will be Nico Williams and Ola Aina, same as the weekend. 2 central midfield changes for Nottingham Forest in this one. Javier Schlager comes in. That's the player they bought from Red Bull Leipzig. He makes his full debut. Nicholas Dominguez, number 8, will be in there with him. And then a 3-man front pair. So nearly a 3-4-3 kind of system here. Their front 3 will be Igor Jesus with Chris Wood and Arnaud Kalamwendu. Now, in pre-season, Kalamwendu has been operating as a 10. Now, the information that we got on James McAtee playing as a 6 for the last match was accurate. So I'm going to say Kalamwendu will play in behind Jesus and Wood. So it'll be a 2-1 off, I believe. I do still see your chat, by the way, so don't worry about that. I'll still go through that. Liam B says, we should have played the black kit. It's a grey kit. It's grey more than black. I thought it was black. It's very much a grey. Neil says, any reference to the 49ers blowing their transfer budget? No. Sarah said, I'll be tempted to get the black kit. Does look good. It's on its way to me. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I do like it. I love a black kit, though. I'm a sucker for a black kit. Peter Tunes says, Jerry, your backgrounds look great. Well done to your graphic design team. Hello. I am the graphic design team. So James Wallace built their templates last year for us. I've adapted some of those templates this year, but I'm doing all the graphics myself now because just money costs, doesn't it? Karen says, still a great watch here and can read the team screen now. Grant. And Faye says, I'm looking at all 3 shirts today and I'm not a fan of the yellow one only because it looks like a 70s. It's very in. Patterns are very in this year. Liam says, surprised Perry doesn't start. I think it tells us he's on his way out. He's on the bench to cover a number. I think he's likely to go. Also, by the way, Daniel Farke's comments in midweek about Larry Ramazani and Matteo Joseph. I think it tells you no future at the club for either of the 2 of them. So they'll likely go. Matteo Joseph won't probably go until he's back from his ACL injury after Christmas. Ramazani's not part of the squad. Nobody who wasn't in last year's squad will be part of this year's squad. He's pretty much said that as well. Cup run, we talked about it briefly as well. Interesting matchups in the midfield. Like, so seeing a midfield again of Schlager and Dominguez. Schlager's more of a stopper in midfield. Leeds might have a little bit more around them in midfield. I think Leeds will have the overload in midfield, but they might have an overload up front. So it depends on who's going to get the ball and have more of it. Then Farke also made an interesting comment during the week as well about this. Said that it was it's not the Champions League final, but it's a cup game, so play it differently. There has to be a winner tonight. So maybe we see a lot more attacking version of Leeds and they just go for it a bit more tonight. I'd like to see that as well. Sarah says, that's why I keep saying Faze looks like my grand's curtains. It does. I get it. I really like it. I'd love to wear it on stream, but I can't because it turns into a tie-dye because of the green. So yeah, some interesting battles. I mean, limit the supply to Wood and Jesus, or Jesus as we'd say in Ireland. Limit the supply to both of them, and we're laughing. We're doing okay. I'd like to see Leeds be a bit more creative themselves in this one. We didn't create an awful lot at the weekend. I'd like to see more. Lucas Metch is not going to hold the ball up. Not that Dominic Calvert-Lewin held it up particularly well against Forest last week. But if you can get better supply in, I think Metch coming in off the wing as well is going to be interesting. I do think Tanaka plays behind him. You'll have Dan James doing the overlap and runs with Tanaka, probably plays slightly more centrally. If they go with the 3, we'll know it in the first couple of minutes. But I think they will. I don't think they're going to break from their formation. I think it'll be Elvede, Rodon, Muharimovic, or Elvede in the centre and Rodon on the right. Possibly more likely. Dan James is right wing back. James Justin as left wing back. And then I think you'll have 2 inside forwards, lads tucking in to give the width then for the fullbacks to get beyond them if they can. But it's an interesting one. The bench is pretty strong as well for Leeds. Perry, Creswell, Linu, Bogle, Bial, Stack, Aronson, Wilson, Calvert-Lewin. Sorry. Hiccups. And Nottingham Forest have got John Victor, Murillo, Sangare, Hudson-Odoi, Hutchison, McAtee, Nets, and Abbott on the bench for them. So still 2 good strong benches as well. This could be a really interesting game. I would like a run. I really would. But at the same time, this part of the season, I'm all about the league. Cups are great, but league first. But yeah, I'd like to see us have a bit of a proper crack at this. Right, we're back here again. Fancy with these buttons. There's transitions and everything. I'm working on transitions. So yeah, we will have to watch along in a couple of seconds. It's going to be kicking off soon. I fixed the clock. I fixed this, by the way, from the weekend. I think I fixed it. I probably didn't. I hope I did. What else we want to talk about? Yeah, one-off game, so likely a different approach from Leeds. Nottingham Forest have assigned Liam Delap as well. £45 million. Now, Leeds were linked with Delap, but I don't know how strongly Leeds really were being linked with him. And I do think that he's very much a Nottingham Forest type striker. They want a second option to Chris Wood. I think he gives them that. So at least he'd be out of the way with us. But it's a lot of money. Leeds would have broken their transfer record a second time if they went to get him. I mean, what was the competition for 45 million? Chelsea must be the only club who can buy a player for 35 million pounds, have a stinker of a season, and then sell him for 10 million profit. I have no idea how that even works. Anyway, Neil says, hopefully it will be deja vu all over again. No, Joe Blackburn is here. Sorry. I'm way out of the chat here. Okay, Wooly White says, evening, Jer, it's going to be a real scrap tonight. And this time we need to be more aggressive in the tackle and let them know they're in a battle. 2-1 Super Leeds. Yep, American Leeds. Alex is here. Would you take Wood back up for DCL? Not at this point in his career, no. I would have, but not now. John says the lap. Oh, and what? Yeah, 45 million. Sean O'Kane is here. Yep. Looks really good. Geographics are great. Brilliant stuff. Mike Hat says assigned football is in big financial bubble. This guy Chelsea signed last year for £30 million from Ipswich, rarely played, never scored, and Forest signed him for 50 million. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. Joe Blackburn said, I had the weirdest dream. I dreamt that I watched Forest v Leeds already ended 1-0 with a banger from Stack. It felt so real. Joe, thoughts on this, by the way? Team sheet. Let me know. I know how you think about these things. Philip Crew says, Slate Grey, the third shirt, in my opinion, great team graphics shirt. Thank you very much. Sorry. So hopefully it'll be deja vu all over again, Joe. I went to the first friendly game at home and loads were in the yellow shirt. It was a very yellow crowd, actually, as well, yeah. John Duff, with James on, you get someone who runs a lot and also defends. Not as good a net out defender, but does do an awful lot of running, yeah. Yeah, it would be good. Looking forward to seeing how Longstaff gets on in a competitive game. I think he's a decent player. So do I. Hello, Jared Dr. Cox. How are you, mate? And Damanadi, 2-1 Leeds United tonight. Face says, I love the last yellow shirt. I brought that. Just don't want to look like Nora Bailey's table. At least involved enough to bump up the price. Well, that might be it as well. Stesco says, rather have 3 points. Yeah, on at the weekend. Yeah. Lewin Owens, hey, Jer, early check in from down under. Looks like a 4-3-3. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's a 3-5. I think it's the same system as normal, just with different players. Joe Blackburn thinks it's a 4 at the back. Other people think it's a 3-4-3. It'll be interesting, yeah. But yeah, thanks for dropping in. Faye says, did they buy the lap because Gibbs White is out? I mean, they're not exactly what you call a replacement for him. Andrew says, Okafor looks focused already. Yeah, I'm watching him the warm-up. He looks like he's buzzing around the place. Let's see how long he gets out of him tonight. Colin says, interesting lineup. Like to match it up front. We need to get the ball into match it in the penalty area, and I think he'll score. He's a finisher for me. Not going to hold the ball up for you, but he is doing that. Paul Corwell, hope the trip to the hospital was successful for your money. Yes. So, also, by the way, massive thanks to everyone that sent me messages about my mum. It was a throwaway comment. It's her annual trip to the hospital that I bring her to. She's got a thing that they need to check up on. You don't need to know the details, but a thing that they just need to keep an eye on. So, but all good. Nice to have a nice day at my mum as well. She lives in Galway, so I don't see her that often. So it was nice to have a nice day out. We had lunch as well. So, but I really appreciate everyone's comments about her. So thank you very much. You're all very nice. Jared, on my way to Dublin, Dr. Cox, where are you going in Dublin? Stephen Nugent. Here's a dual League Cup win over Forest. Yeah, Michael Brown says, Jared, what is your opinion about Mudryk to Leeds and his goal? Yeah, I mean, I still look. If you were to park the attitudinal stuff, if you were to park the online abuse stuff, if you were to park all the negative stuff about Mudryk, would you take him? Yeah, you would. You would. You bring all that rest of into it. I mean, if Daniel Farke can be the manager to get the tune out of him in England, you know, I think Leeds is a very much a kind of a club that he could flourish in. But it's a gamble. It's a risk. And the more than any loan he is a risk. You know, you're not getting these guys because they're playing week in and week out, you know. Trask says, if it ends even, do they replay penalties? Penalties. Do we go straight to penalties now, or do we do extra time? It's straight to penalties, isn't it? Rick Pace says, what are the odds that will be drawn against them in the FA Cup? Waiting on it, yeah. And then Sean O'Kane says, Jerby, tight game, Leeds 1-0. Most important thing is no injuries. Sorry, Jared. Don't know how much. No, you're fine. You're good. Mum's well. Mum as well. Mum was fine. Thanks for asking. Sorry, I've literally fucking nose here. It's annoying me. And then Suddock says, rest in peace, Dolly Parton. So sad. It is. Grew up listening to Dolly Parton. Show my age now, but that was a big Dolly Parton fan. Wasn't the only bloke back in those days who was a big Dolly Parton fan, but you know. Good evening, Led Zepp. Hope you're doing well. Let me know your score predictions in the chat as well. Where we are with this. We'll get back on Big Up in a couple of weeks' time when it's back up and running, and we'll have all our predictions, games, and everything else as per usual there. But you can let me know. Paul Brody's due to pop in the house at some point. And as per usual, we'll say it now. There's 235 watching. If you are watching, we'll stick a like on the video. That helps to get out to more people. If you're not subscribed, consider 1,500 off 80,000 subscribers. It'd be nice to get to that. But you can do that if you want to as well. Yeah, score predictions for tonight. Yeah, feck it, 2-1 Leeds. I went 2-1 at the weekend. We won 1-0, but let's go 2-1 Leeds. By the way, I better do my analysis. If you want to get involved in it's going through maintenance, for God's sake, lads. There's a game on tonight. I can't get analysis. Right. Not tonight, though, but any other time. If you want to download for analysis, you can. And you can get involved in the player ratings. Then, looking at a hostel, staying a day and coming back Thursday night. Whereabouts is the hostel? You going Temple Bar area? Careful in Temple Bar, mind your pockets. 1-0 Leeds win on penalties. 1-1, sorry. Leeds win on penalties, my cat says. Straight to pens, says Caroline. Thank you, Caroline. Appreciate that. Rick says, have Big Up given you any idea what changes? No. They just said they were implementing the feedback from last year and launching 2.0. So we'll see. Neil says, Mudryk is a funny one. Talented boy, but Leeds have such unity and purpose. I mean, yeah. I mean, you'd hate from disruptive, but they could also pull him in. You know? That kind of stuff's infectious. I always say positivity is far more infectious than negativity. You know? One's toxic, one's infectious. So, you never know. 3-1 lead, says Neil. You're very positive tonight, Neil. Led Zepp says 3-0. And Graham Fernley says another 1-0 win. Metcha scoring. And Donny Boy's going 2-1 leads. For me, we're 9 minutes away from kickoff. What else we got to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Anything you want to know? Or we can sit in silence for 9 minutes as well. We can do that. Whatever you feel like doing. Trask says, was thinking after Man U that we could use some competitive penalty shootout practice. It wasn't great, was it? I was right behind the goal. RD says, I was worried about attitude when we signed Okafor, but he's turned. Yeah, I mean, his attitude stuff seemed to stem from the Swiss national side, not from his club career. And when you look at the crap that he's put up with from the national side, I mean, kind of get it, you know, a little bit. But yeah, look, there have been lots of players. I've been lucky in my career to play with some very good players and manage and coach some very good players. There's always one or two very talented players whose attitude, unfortunately, gets in their way. And my take generally tends to be, don't have those people around the place, you know? And I hate to invoke his name, but Alex Ferguson very intelligently said, and I'm sorry about saying that, identify the CUNT in the dressing room and get rid of him immediately. It's in his book. And I kind of like that principle. However, I've also played for lots of managers who are of the belief, if I can get it right with him, what a player will have. What a player will have. So you're dealing with that. You're looking at that. So it's a tricky one. It is. Edwin Simpson says 2-0 to Leeds United. And John says, I think the dressing room would manage Mudryk. I think there's a strong enough group of personalities in there to pull him in line or just get rid of him. Sarah said, when Red Bull will finally release, we all hate Red. I know, right? Yeah. Yeah. Andrew Christ says, my decent rumours. Any decent rumours? No, there really isn't, by the way. There is very little on the ground. A Canadian lad who covered the news today called Seeger. I don't think there's anything reality in that. The striker thing seems to have already gone dead. So Leeds' interest in Danish forward Conrad Harder. That seems to already be dead. Not top of Leeds' list. Jogo Leta, centre back that's been linked with Leeds all summer. Again, possibly popping his head back up again. So that's pretty much it, Andrew. Michael says Leeds United tend to recruit players whose career has stalled, like Ampadu Road on Justin Okafor, DCL, revived their footballing careers. Could Mudryk be another one? He would be, but he'd be leaving you straight away, wouldn't he? Jano says, Jer, I want to know my go-to karaoke song. Oh, that's probably an Oasis song. It's probably Acquiesce. Yeah. Probably not a big karaoke singer, but probably Acquiesce. My wife's fantastic on it, by the way. Does Share as a karaoke song. Dr. Cox says, which hotels would you suggest there? Nothing in the city centre, Dr. Cox, because it's ridiculously expensive in Dublin. There are some decent hostels around the outsides of Temple Bar area. Just be careful with your pockets in Temple Bar. Just mind yourself. It's also a tourist trap, so drink outside of Temple Bar if you're going drinking. It's very designed to rip off tourists. And there's a lot of pickpockets. So just mind your back pockets. Mike says, I'm sorry we missed third best goalie in the world. Wasn't he? Was he? Agent Smith says, even in Jer, happy to see Alvetti starting, same as. Colin says, what do you think of the Leeds Forest? There's a lot of other fans saying that they've dodged. I think it's a lot of money, mate. I think it's a huge amount of money for a player that delivered very little. I think there's a very talented player in there, though. I think he will come good, but that's a lot of money. Stephen says, how come Perry is not in net? I think it's because he's going to go. I think, as Sarah said at the start of this, that is the indicator that he's going to go. I'm only looking for a cheap one. Oh, okay. On the outskirts of Dublin, Castleknock Travel Lodge is decent. Swords Travel Lodge. It's a bit of a trip into the city centre, though. Cost you in a taxi. John Duffy says, watched Okafor training video today. Nice to see that he's putting in the extra work. Yeah, I think he's very happy at Leeds right now. Sean says, Jared just wouldn't want Mudrick to upset the dressing room. We're all there with you, pal. Absolutely. Andrew says, thank you, Jared. No problem at all, Andrew. Happy to help. Michael O'Donnell. Even Jarrett Legend, MOT need a striker. DCL. I completely agree. Totally agree. John Moe Hunter. Does the fact that Perry is on the bench again mean he's staying? I think it means he's going. Again, agree with Sarah. Rick says, with the exit of Joe Piru and Pascal, which players will be our penalty takers? I think Okafor is probably up there as one of them. I think Harry Wilson will be one. Tanaka doesn't mind a penalty. There's a couple there. Yeah, we'll see who's on the pitch when we get to the end of the game. Liam says, hopefully Leeds have a few surprises in the next few days. Jesus, I hope so. Michael says, Jer, what is the situation with Largy? He's going to go. Daniel Farke has pretty much said during the week, not part of the plans. Any player that wasn't part of the plans this year isn't part of the plans. Last year isn't part of the plans this year. Valencia want him, but they want him on the cheap. So nothing else there. West Ham have replaced him for Somerville. They brought in Solomon to replace him as we did. John Burke says, just had some home-baked bread and now fighting for the chair. Stephen says, oh, not me neither. Anthony Callery, just tuning in, driving home from the golf. I hope it was a good round, Anthony. James Ryan says, Coventry 2 up against Plymouth. You'd imagine they'll be Plymouth. James Tyree says, why would any player want to play for Farke on loan? To get his minutes up, to get league action, to put himself back in the shop window, to force his way into the new manager's thinking at Chelsea. Lots of reasons. And by the way, Daniel Farke is doing very well right now. Let's not start that stuff, right? He's one out of one already. Let's see how tonight goes. Sarah says, didn't we get a few players on loan? We've had players on loan before. Solomon was on loan. Connor Roberts was on loan. We've no players this year on loan. Good evening from Munich. Good evening, Chris. I hope you're having a nice time in Munich. Or if you live in Munich, you're enjoying it. Been there a couple of times. I quite like Munich. And then Lukey says, the Mudrick situation is like Jamie Tart returning a Ted Lasso. It's not unlike it. And then Andrew McCoy says, Leeds have more tickets for this. They do. Bigger allocation. We should enjoy this game. This is one we can enjoy. You know? Lewin Owens says 0-2 to Leeds. 2-0 to Leeds tonight. We build on the momentum. We're nearly at kickoff time. I can be clock up and get that ready to go. I always have it on 0-1 second just to have it so it's there ready to go. So I don't forget to do it. What's Mudrick done? What's he done? He made inappropriate comments towards Polish community about a Ukrainian army's massacre during World War II. He got banned for a doping offence, although it was just excess amounts of something in his sheet. He's been at a lifelong gaming ban online for doing another couple of comments on people. Generally being a dick online is the general gist of it. Doesn't seem to be able... His banter seems to be very extreme, put it that way. So, yeah, that's some of the things that he's done. Is rating allocation the same as Sunderland? No, it's more. Dr. Cox says, I'm getting the ferry from Wales. Won't be in Ireland until... Whoa. Well, it'll be quiet at least when you get in. And you're coming right into the city centre as well. You should get out to 3 Arena and then it's straight down the quays into centre town. James Torrey says, I'm saying that Farke doesn't give loan players playing them. But Solomon he did. I think if it's the right player, I think he'll lead the fight for his place. 2-1 tonight. Someone say Grealish. I stupidly said the other night I wouldn't say no to Jack Grealish unless sneaking on, then people think I know something, which I don't. Luke says, no manager should ever guarantee a lone player minutes. Everyone earns a spot. Completely agree. Fergal says, on tickets for Elland Road, the new black ballot system is a joke. I thought it would be, yeah. Chris Gill says, is it true that Nottingham Forest? Yeah, 45 million. LU Taz. Good evening, Taz. Let's hope for a good one tonight. Absolutely. The Stoned Priest. Great name. Fantastic name, by the way. Says, be a good one to win. And if we're trying to get more players in, more games for them. Yeah. Oh, he sounds lovely. He does sound lovely. Yeah. I didn't Mudrick, he's basically a younger Dan James. He's far more physical and he's got a rocket of a shot on him when it does hit the target. And by the way, I'd also have a sneaky crack for Jack Grealish. I think Jack Grealish would be loved at Leeds. And this comes from an Irish person. So, you know our history with Jack Grealish. The Lap Medical tomorrow. Yeah. And then Sarah says, I agree, Fergal. It makes zero sense. You can't get a ticket. Look. Jesus, I'm a member for a very long time now. And I used to get 4 tickets to games. And now I can't even get one. What is the point of the memberships? Do they actually give you anything worth talking about? I mean, if you're outside of the UK, you don't even get a gift anymore. You get a $5 voucher that you don't even use anymore because what are you going to spend it on? Anyway, here we go. We're on our way. Game is kicked off. Enough of that nonsense. By the way, there is a 30-second delay on this. So if you don't see me reacting to a goal, don't stick it in the chat. People do react far too quickly to goals. So just hold your wished, as they say over here. Forrester coming forward. Good tackle there. We'll get a look at the system as well in a second. My least favourite commentator. It does look like a back three with Nico Elvedi in the centre. So it is a back three. And it does look like Dan James is playing left centre back. So there we go. 3 at the back. Another 1-0 for Agent Smith. Yeah. So yeah, it's a back three. Nico Elvedi in the centre. Joe Rodon on the right. And Dan James is right wing back. We'll see if it's Longstaff or Tanaka slightly further forward. But Ola Aina is going to launch the first long throw into the penalty area tonight. And in it comes from Aina. In it comes. He's got a whopper of a throw. Pushing the front post. Headed away by James Justin. And out of play for corner kick to Nottingham Forest. So 55 seconds in. We got a corner. So Schlager's going to take the corner. It's going to be an in-swing and left-footed corner. Comes in. Punched away. Stinky Soda, you're ahead of everyone. I just said don't put stuff in the chat if you're ahead of us. Slap on the wrist. You're a couple of seconds, but how you'll know where I am is there's a little clock right here, and that tells you what minute and second I'm at. So, yeah, go easy on the chat. If you're ahead of me, don't post in the chat because some people will level this out, okay? Farke got his winter coat on already in 30 minutes off the road. I'm sure it's on. Yep, kick out comes. And Andrew says if you could like and subscribe, that'd be great. 1,500 off of 80,000, which is mad. And we appreciate everyone who supports the channel always. Just Trafford just hooks that up in the air with his left foot out of play. Stone Priest says, I'll be praying hard Okafor doesn't get injured tonight. Don't put it out there. Don't put it out there. It won't happen then. Anyway, back to Cells and goal. Fallen by crappy clearance. But you're behind now. That's good. That's perfect. We're good. We're good. We're good. Is a Temple Bar cheap? No, Temple Bars are rip-off. There's loads of pubs around the outside of Dublin. Google it. You'll get a load and put in, questions about Temple Bar. You'll find places. But Temple Bar is very much a tourist trap. Sick now. Cheers, James. So Diamande gives the ball all the way back to Milinkovic. Over to the left-hand side now. Played down the line. Little flick in field. And it's played all the way back to Sells. And Mecha will press him. Long ball forward. I'm wearing the wrong glasses, am I? I think I'm wearing the wrong glasses. Jesus, I was, yeah. I can see now. Mecha down the line to Dan James. He's got Longstaff and Okafor ahead of him, but it's not a great ball in. It's pretty low across the ground and straight through the Matt Sells. Clock sinks. Look forward to enjoying a match with your commentary tonight, mate. Oh, thanks very much, mate. Appreciate that. Synced. Agent Smith says, is there any news on when Gabby could return? Week after next, I think. Jerry, where would you place Farke in terms of recent Leeds United managers? I mean, he's up there with Bielsa in terms of keeping the Clyde, the Premier League, winning the title. Different circumstances, but has still achieved those things. So Longstaff is the further of the midfielders forward. Tanaka is kind of in that 6 roving role. He's given out to the player as well, telling them to get going. And it's Tariq Muharmovic over to the left-hand side to out Tanaka. Tanaka back to Muharmovic. Little draw. Oh, nice. Just does Chris Wood. Little drop of the shoulder. and is going to get caught. Oh, another drop of the shoulder and plays the ball into the feet of Okafor. Heavy touch, but he goes past one, loses it to Diamand. Aina gets it, loses it, and it'll be a throw into Forest. Nice to see Dan back. Yeah, it is nice to see Dan back. Okafor, Longstaff, and Tanaka all need minutes. They do. Here's Milinkovic over to Cunha, pressed by Longstaff into the Kalamwendu on the turn. He is in that number 10 role, Kalamwendu. Checks back, Rodon stays with him in field. Schlager. And now Leeds are trying to press them back again. So Forrest pretty comfortable on it. Plenty of running off the ball. Nice little link-up play there for Wood with Igor Jesus. Over to the left-hand side now. Leeds right-hand side. Looking to come back in field. Picks out Dominguez. He picks out Schlager. Schlager finds Jesus again. Back to Schlager. I heard lots of comments this year going the Premier League is back with it's better with Leeds. Feel that way with West Ham on your team. No. Ball into the penalty area. Header one, the back stick, cross the goal. Trafford needs to deal with it, and he does. He gets hit by Kalamwendu, and he'll get a free out for that. But he's left a little bit on Kalamwendu. O'Neill off Dame Street is good. Grogan's is here on Dame Street. Would you? I would agree, Fergal. Yeah, Doyle's as well, not bad. Nice to see Joe Wayman back looking fit and healthy. Isn't it just? I'm delighted for him. I'm so glad he's back doing what he loves, because he does. He loves it. It's great to see him back. The Grey Goose says, I remember hearing. Oh, yeah, we covered that one. Steve says, Jimmy. Okay, yeah, we won't. Look, no one will do anything about it. No VAR tonight. No. I'll find a bar who knows Darren and Dillo from Leeds. I'm sure any bar will know the lads. Long ball forward. Dan James fighting for it. It's now cleared over the top. Elvedi will look after this. Got a pacey enough, Elvedi, actually. Got a sharp little sprint on him. Dan James picks up Cunha after knocking him over. Darkest quality he is. Yeah, Dan James flattened Cunha, who's about 2.5 feet taller than him. Schlager does sound like you've ordered a pint when you were pissed. Yep. Or go Schlager. Ball in middle park. Okafor. Over to the right hand side to Dan James. Takes a touch out of his feet. Has a little run. Drop at the shoulder. Has a look inside. Going to do this on his own. Going to cross it. Takes deflection. Long throw territory for Leeds now. Ethan Ampadu will wind up. Plenty of empty seats tonight at the City Ground. Just noticed I'm the same WhatsApp group as yourself through Jerry McDermott and visit the Galway. My mum lives in Galway. My sister, my nephew, and nieces live in Galway as well. So I in Loughrea a fair bit. But yeah, I'm in that group. Ampadu, long throw. Oh, he's zipped that low. Little flick on. Metch it, lays it off. It's cleared only as far as Dan James. I don't think that was what Ampadu planned there. Kind of a low fizzer than anything else. Tanaka over to the left to Okafor. He's back now, and it's Muharmovic. I bet it. Over to Muharmovic. Justin on his right foot infield, and he's given that away, headed by Dominguez. But he wins the second ball. It drops to Okafor. A little flick back heel. No one else on the same page as him. Metcher running away from him rather than towards him. Why is the EFL Cup purple this year, boy? What's the purple about? A sponsor thing, is it? Alvedi. Rodon. Goes back to Lucas. No, it doesn't. James Trafford. Rodon. Longstaff. Impressed these, but they're pretty relaxed on the ball at the moment. James around the corner, gets a little touch, leads throw in. Good work by Cunha to win the ball off him, but gets a throw in out of it. Alvedi. Ball to left-hand side to Muharmovic. Muharmovic goes back to Elvedi. And you can hear the Leeds fans. Leeds fans are so loud. Now it's Muharmovic. Back to Trafford. He's going to get pressed now by Chris Wood. Takes it onto his left foot. And dinks it down the line. And that goes out of play around the halfway line. I don't mind those kind of ones. If they are going to go out of play, at least it's halfway down the park, you know? Here we go. I bet he looks fit. He does. Dr. Kirk says Tinder in Dublin will be yeah, enjoy that. Ball in field. Igor Jesus on the half turn finds Dominguez. He's got space on the Leeds left hand side for Ola Aina. He's going to attack the penalty here. Crosses it. Well, he's a shot. Great save by Trafford. Oh, Trafford was giving him the space to shoot, but he was also keeping an eye on the cross. Aina spots it. Goes for the near post with that. Good save, James Trafford. But he does show him the space, Trafford. Trafford's nearly predicting the cross. He's getting ready to come out and he spots the space and he goes for it. Corner kick. So Schlager with the corner. Whips it. Deep towards the back post. Up to get. Header. Oh, well done. Great header at the back post by Ethan Ampadu. Love that little smile from Trafford, yeah, because I think he knew what he was doing. He was going for the cross. He was giving himself less work to do. Fullback spots it. Trafford's got his radar on. Love the way Trafford pulls his foot on the ball to calm things down. Jesus. Jesus, is that why you're... This is the thing that... Yeah. I hope it's more than that. Anyway, Ola Aina, long throw for Nottingham Forest. Even matches are so different. Anyway, Aina, it's a short one though. Igor Jesus with Longstaff with him. Back to Aina. He's got to cross it. No, he's not. He feints. Now cross it on his left foot. Straight at James Trafford. Comfortable. That's why he's worth 40 million. Michael says, please see a great Leeds United servant, home by Sam Byram joining Middlesbrough and teaming up with Luke Gayling. Sad to see him go, but he needs to play. Yeah, I wish him nothing but success. I love Sam Byram. Long diagonal ball over the top. James is going to have to deal with this, but Elvedi gets across, nicks it off of Callum Wendu, gives it to Rodon, who plays it down the line for Longstaff into space. Good stuff. Well done. Thoughts on who will be the first managerial casualty? I think I said it'll be Maresca. It could be Carrick. That'd be sad, wouldn't it? Billy said, should we re-sign Woods from Forest? No. He's well in his 30s at this stage. They're buying Wood because he can't stay fit for a full season. They're buying Delap because Wood can't stay fit for a full season. Another long throw for Forest. Like, similar pattern to the game that we saw at the weekend. Mostly Forest at the moment. In it comes from Aina. Long one towards the edge of 6-yard box. Headed on by Wood. Headed at the back post from Dominguez. It's cleared by Jesus. It's cleared off the line by James Justin. And Ampadu tries to get rid of it. Leeds will get a free kick. Living on the nerves there. I want you to remember there's a lag. Yeah, please don't put anything in the chat ahead of me saying it. Please don't. Just for everybody's sake. And also, it means you don't have to talk about it. Jared, do you have any suggestions, routines when watching? I have to start each half with a cup of tea. I used to do it when I watched games without doing this. Iron Leeds have got in the middle of the park. Mecha now. Okafor to his left. It's slightly ahead of him. But Okafor gets to James at the back post. Okafor crosses it. James takes a heavy touch. That is clear. There's a good chance there. Ball's headed back forward for Sean Longstaff. He's got his back to goal. Needs to turn. Lays it to the right for Rodon. Chance to cross. Dan James is going to get this. James pulls it across. Mecha, a little touch. Oh, it's come away from James Justin. And Ola Aina will clear it. So another half chance for Leeds there. And Nico Valverde will pick up the scraps and go all the way back to James Trafford. This year, I all feel so much more comfortable with Trafford between the sticks. Yeah, I would agree with you. Derek says James has an awful touch. I think his first touch generally tends to be in front of him. But he got caught. There's a ball. It fell off the ball on Longstaff. No way to box control. I know. Yeah, he needs to kill that. Tanaka. Back to Elvedi. I'm glad Nico Elvedi's playing for Leeds. He's a centre half I really like. I've been talking about him since December 24, but Leeds have lost it with Longstaff in the middle of the park. Callum Wendu now attacks the penalty area. Tanaka stays with him. Callum Wendu cuts it back. Blocked by Tanaka. Goes back to him. And Tanaka takes it off him again, second time. Breaks to the edge of the box, Dominguez. And he goes all the way back to Milinkovic. Good work, Leeds. Diamande gives it. Oh, heavy touch by Jesus. Good tackle again by out Tanaka. And Leeds come forward. No Okafor. Past Diamande like he's not even there. Okafor through the middle. Got 2 on his right. Puts it out. It's a poor ball. And Dan James forced wide, but he picks it up now. Chance to cross it. Heads towards the end line. Pulls it across. Metch at the front post. Milinkovic gets a touch on it. Headed away. Tanaka on the volley. How Tanaka started this on fire. Yeah, Wood is 35-36, I believe. Early season pass from Noah Okafor to Dan James. You know, after a couple of games, he'll find him perfectly with that. But low cross in. Metchie looking for that little flick at the front post. And then it's half clear. And then Tanaka just has a hell of a go at this. And volleys it over the crossbar. What are we doing? Gonna take these chances? Yeah, they're only half chance at the moment. Nothing clear cut. But we're building into the game. First 15 is done. Forest started on top. Leeds coming back into it now. So Forest have at the back again. Poor ball from Okafor initially. Yeah, I would agree with that. There's no way of Eddie Costa what he did. He's a very good defender. He really is. Sorry, but Sean Longstaff is not athletic enough for the Premier League. He has a part to play, Sean Longstaff. We got to figure out where the best to get him from is, but I think he has got a part to play. Tanaka wins it back in the middle of the park, gives it to Metcher. Lovely pass from him. Okafor to the left. Metcher checks back onto his right, though. Gives it to Tanaka. Penalty area, lays it to the right. Longstaff towards the back post, and he's got that all wrong. I think he's trying to cross this. And there's no one there. He should have a shot. Yeah, you're seeing a lot of early season stuff here, just a bit disjointed. Still got Mike Farke has got his big coat on. I mean, it might be chilly in the evening up in Nottingham, you know. Good win there. Tanaka wins it back, goes backwards. Tanaka started very well. I don't feel like Dan James is at the level. Sorry, you don't have to be sorry about it. We'll see, though. It's about a squad, though, isn't it? It's not just about the starting 11. We can't have same level of players where we are right now on the bench that are on the starting lineup, but it's about having a squad that can do a job in different parts of games. I like Dan. I think he gives everything for Leeds and doesn't cause any problems, you know. But I get what you're saying. Lewin says opportunities out wide. Forest are, concentrated central. Colin says looks like there'll be a lot of competition for places, which can only be good. I would agree. Does Alvedi get a league start soon? Who do you drop? Because I wouldn't be dropping Joe Rodon. I wouldn't be dropping Tariq or Beal. But this is good, isn't it? Like, I mean, they kind of have to fight for their places. If someone gets an injury or a suspension, next guy's in. We need that. Could be worse, Farke. That's Stoke on Thursday night, yeah. Ampadu, centre of the park for Leeds. Goes across to the left, gives it to Alvedi. Has a little look up. He's very calm on the ball, isn't he? Tanaka. Over to the right hand side. Joe Rodon hugging the touchline. Looks up. Sees Dan James. Tries to feed it through. Leaves it a bit short though. And Milinkovic wins it back. And Forrest taking it. But Longstaff wins it back. Gives it to Joe Rodon. Good work, Sean Longstaff. Has it again. Pokes it down the line for Dan James. Only one in the box. Does cross. And there's no one there at the moment. They've let it run though. Ooh, Diamando's letting that run all the way across. He just decided the last second to stick his toe on it and poke it out of play. But taking a chance there. There is goals in this, Paul. I would agree with you. Would have had Tanaka and James switching places. I mean, they might end up doing that at some point. I think I would have had Tanaka higher up the pitch instead of Longstaff. That's the swap I would have done. But so far, so good by both of them. Ampadu long throw in. Here it comes. Aims towards the penalty spot. It's flicked on the back post by Marhamovic. It's gonna kill. I just at some point it'll click and I'll be able to say it. Alvedi's played left back. He's played right back as well. Alvedi looks like he's been in the team for a couple of seasons. Connor, good afternoon, Connor. Tanaka is some baller. He is. Alvedi joining us will force the best. And that's what it's about. You want real competition on that bench, not just filler in players. You want players that are, when Farke looks at that bench, he thinks you can make a difference right now, you know? And you need that. And good players like having good competition behind them because it pushes them to be better as well. It's good. James doing well. I think he's doing okay so far. Big T, big T. Yep. Cleared by Sells. Up in the air. Up goes the header right, Dan James. He wins it. Gets it back to Maharmovic. He goes all the way back to James Trafford. And the Leeds goal. Leeds build up again. I mean, even like first 15 minutes, probably far more Nottingham Forest ball than Leeds. But they didn't, like, Leeds look comfortable out of possession. I mean, it's not that often I've said that about Leeds in previous years. Just call him Tariq. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's a lot of letters on the back of his jersey, though. It deserves an attempt at pronouncing it, you know? Someone's paying for those letters. That 6-yard box is where DC... That is true. Yeah. It would help if Metro ran. Tanaka's played the 10 for Japan. Yeah, he has. Oh! Kick ball in the face there. Well done, Joe Rodon. Yeah, he's gone down. Nearly got a kick in the face, but Rodon just kicks the ball against his face. By Williams, actually. Go way to stop the ball, isn't it? Might be easy to just call him Nuha. We get a nickname at some point. Igor Jesus. Oh, physical. Heavy pass back to Cunha there. They play down the left-hand side, down Leeds right. Muharmovic is very high up the pitch, forcing it. Elvede again just steps across, wins the ball. It's so cool on the ball. James Justin. Elvede, 6.5 million. Diamond, 45 million. Big diagonal ball. Okafor kills it. Stationary position, though, has to go backwards. Tanaka picks it up. Pull the strings there. Does, gets it across. Nico and Tarek looking class. Out getting more into his game. Longstaff needs to get his act together. Looks like another tight game. So far it is, yeah. Down the line. Dan James into the penalty area. Gets a chance to pull it back. He does. Longstaff with the shot. Poor shot and it's saved. Big, big chance for Leeds. Good work from Daniel James on the Leeds right. Right decision, pulls it back and he just doesn't get his feet sorted. Poor shot. Big chance. Should have scored. He should have, yeah. Celtic are 1-up. Thanks, James. What are the chances that Leeds get harder? I don't think they do. Apparently, he's not a player he's not one they're going for right now. Buyers are getting close. Tanaka is dictating that middle. He is. So over to the left-hand side now. Cunha brings the ball forward. He's got Igor Jesus ahead of him. Goes backwards to Dominguez. He has got Schlager in field. They're going to go backwards again. Big chance, yeah. Should have buried that. Schlager. Keeper seems a bit mad. Most good goalkeepers, Jason, are a bit nuts. I mean, you have to be mad to throw your head in where people's feet are. So, you know. Yeah, it was a sitter, yeah. I've had more trouble getting it away. Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on, man. James keeps it in play. And Leeds go forward again. Softest I've ever seen Longstaff hit ball. Yeah, he usually just buries them. Ball to Maharmovic. Justin ahead of him, but he goes direct towards Okafor, who gets a pull the short there up on Diamand and Leeds will have a free kick. Good work there. Farke telling him to get going. Not often you see Daniel Farke wearing the Leeds big coat. Like, he uses his own big coat on him. But Oliver Glasnow's got his padded jacket on him. It's not as big as the big coat, but... Rodon. Back to Elvede. Back to James Trafford. Leeds just trying to build up from the... And there's a lot more possession. Leeds building out from the back an awful lot more. Farke dressed for January and August. West Ham losing again. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, just skids off the ground and bounces over Tarek's foot there. Daniel usually goes Prada. Well, he has his Parkas, doesn't he? Are they all Prada? He likes the Prada. Good evening, Colin. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. I think Pickford has rubbed off on Trafford during the World Cup. He's taking his place off him soon. So the ball goes back to Forest again. Schlager starting them off again, doing the Elliot Anderson role. Plays the ball out to Dominguez on Leeds' left-hand side. He's got Ola Aina ahead of him. Plays it, but James Justin reads that. Heavy touch from Justin, but he wins the second one in the tackle. And out of play for Nottingham Forest. Throw-in. Tonight's big topic. Daniel Farke in his big coat. I mean, it's a talking point, isn't it? Would 5 touches so far. Phases, I think. When I coached, I loved my big coat. There's something very comfortable about a big coat. Like, you're always warm. You know? Heavy touch from Diego Jesus. Okafor gets the ball to Longstaff, who plays it. That's a poor ball ahead of Mecha again. It's too much on this time. Shawnee needs to find his range. Evening, Lee. How are we doing? Well, yeah, we're fine. Forest probably more possession. Leeds pretty comfortable without the ball. Winning the second ones, which is good. Mecha's got a chance here. He gets fouled. That's a free kick, surely, isn't it? No free kick. And we a couple of big chances, but working our way into the game. No drama at the moment. No, everything's fine. Can't be that cold in Nottingham. You might have a chill. Might not be well. You know, enjoying this. We look good coming out from the back. Yeah, we're a lot more ball out from the back than we've seen now. Kalawandu has a good tackle by Alvede and just takes it away from him. A lovely ball in field by Ampadu to Tanaka. Drops the shoulder, loses it though, wins the second one. Free kick. Referee says play on. No, he's bringing it back for a free kick. Is Tanaka going to get a yellow card for that? He is. That is the one thing that Ao Tanaka has in his locker that gets him in trouble and Daniel Farke hates, is that blind turn in the middle of the pitch where he loses possession. And if you want the reason why Daniel Farke doesn't trust him, that's it. That's the one thing. Farke would rather see him pass that 5 yards backwards and maintain possession than gamble on turning. The flip side to that is that gamble of turning, if he does get away, it opens the whole pitch up. So, yeah. Longstaff needs to get his touch. He does. Longstaff. No, I wouldn't say a nightmare, Agent Smith. I'd say he needs to get into it. He's finding his range at the moment. If I was a betting man, I would have put it on Tanaka getting booked. Well, he's just got his yellow card there. So free kick, Schlager's going to take. He's going to be a left foot or over towards the Leeds left-hand side. No, he leaves it. Clipped into the penalty area. Up they go. Rode on with the header. Away. Only as far as Ola Aina. Fortunately, I can't sync ITV about 40 seconds in front of you, Jared. That's okay. Just don't type for 40 seconds if they score. That's all. It must have called... I'm in a t-shirt and shorts. I'm in a t-shirt and shorts as well. Yeah. Bielsa had big bucket. Farke has a big coat. Ball still around Leeds penalty area. Headed away by Tarek. Picked up by Schlager again. He's doing decent in there, but Leeds have won it back. Longstaff this time wins it. Metch is on his own. He's got Okafor making space up on his left-hand side. Still Metch tries to kick it ahead. Gets flattened off the ball. No free kick, says the ref. That's odd. He stayed down holding his knee and now he's holding his ankle. I think he's fine. Once you grab 2 body parts, you're probably fine. Tanaka often turns into trouble. It cost us in the past. Yeah. Cost Japan the World Cup as well. Not to remind him of that again. Stone Priest says it's all very championship-esque at the moment. Yeah. Farke is taking over the fashionista from Scott Parker. Not in that jacket, he's not. Justin. Okafor has been good so far. Brings it forward. Tries to poke a pass. Gets a rebound. Goes around the outside of Diamant. Crosses it in early. Metchu with diving there. Misses it. All the way across to Dan James. He's got options on the edge. Longstaff has it now. Tanaka's on the edge of the box. Muharmovic is there. Rodon has it now. Has a little look up. Checks back onto his right. Gives it to the right hand side. Longstaff. Will he cross it? Has a thing. Pokes it around the corner for James. James dinks it up in the air towards the bat. It's gone over the crossbar. Goal kick. Poor ball. Poor ball. Ellie says, I won't share. That's okay. Good. Cool. Bornau did nothing wrong. Avedi is clearly an upgrade though. Yeah, Bornau did nothing wrong. Oh, that's a lovely ball by Okafor, to be honest with you. Oh, that's a striker's dream. Right on the 6-yard line. Just, I mean, he's well behind it, to be fair. But you want... That's where Calvert-Lewin is, by the way. That's where Calvert-Lewin would be. Yeah, that's a late tackle on Metcha. They're showing it again, and Williams is lucky. Had to pause it on mine. Totally legal. Get up. Somebody throw Metcha a compass. Longstaff. There's a couple of nice passes from Longstaff now. He's starting to ease his way into this. That's okay. DJ has it now on the right. Pokes it to Longstaff, who doesn't get to it. Boris come out with the ball. Plays infield. Igor Jesus with Muharmovic. Muharmovic flattens him, wins the ball, goes back to him. Oh, he just nutmegged Dominguez, ball to the right hand side. Sean Longstaff, 2 in the box if he can cross it. He's not going to cross it. Checks back. Oh, it's frustrating. And he's left it short. Now they've got a break. Longstaff's made a mess of that. And it's Callum Wendu on the break. Feeds it to Chris Wood up against Elvedi. He's nutmegged Elvedi. Chris Wood, what a tackle from Joe Rodon. That is a massive tackle from Joe Rodon. Forest still have it though. Ola Aina on the right hand side. Crosses it in deep towards the back post. Trafford comes, collects it. Well done, Joe Rodon. What a tackle. What a tackle. It's a really poor ball by Sean Longstaff to nobody. Callum Wendu breaks away, feeds Wood, who nutmegs Elvedi, and Rodon just doesn't give up, and it's a beautiful tackle from Rodon. Leeds have it coming out now. Mihajlovic. Trafford. Low on the deck. He's trying to slice that through everyone there. Wasn't a bad idea. And Elvedi wins the next one. Ball played right. Dan James in the penalty area. DJ with a chance here. Shoots. Save by Sells. Back to James. Plays it in. Metch a little flick. Oh! I don't hate it. Not a bad game of football. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Sven. I love our defenders. I love them. Oh, he just tried the little flick, Metcha. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. And what's happening with Metcha? I think he's enjoying the game more than he probably should be. Took them away. We looked a better quality side here. Yeah, so good from Joe Rodon. Had to cover so much ground. I just... Again, this narrative started somewhere over the summer that Joe Rodon wasn't good enough for Leeds anymore. And I don't see it. I just see an incredibly committed player that, for me, has got better every single season. I wouldn't have him anywhere outside that 11. Every single week I play him. It is entertaining, Neil. This is good. Even Rajiv, I hope you're well, mate. Loving the game. Rodon. Clips it down the line. Over the top. It's cleared by Milinkovic. Out of play. Leeds throw. 32 minutes gone. Still 0-0. It's a much more enjoyable game than Saturday, Chris. Absolutely. Excitement is getting the best of them. It is a bit. This has been good. I'm enjoying this. Leeds have got 55% of the possession right now, by the way. Dan Tribby says, I can't get over how good Elvedi has been, making Wood look worse than average. Rodon keeps getting better. For me, he does, Agent Smith. All the way back to James Trafford, who rolls the ball out to Tarek. He's got James Justin on his left. Tanaka looking for it short. Tanaka's just stepped off a little bit since he lost that ball, but he'll get back into it. James Justin now off the back of an Ampadu pass into Okafor on the half turn. Brings it forward. He's got Metch on the left-hand side. He's gone central now. Probably in his way there. He's nutmegged Milinkovic, but they've lost the second ball. And they come away with it now, and it's Igor Jesus. Jesus. He goes across the middle of the park. Go on, Ethan. Big tackle from Ethan Ampadu. Kicks it against him. But it does bounce back out to a Nottingham Forest player, and it's Callum Wendu. Goes backwards with the ball. You might change Longstaff for Stack at halftime. I wouldn't think so, no. Rashi, good evening, Jer. Where are my manners? 1 a.m. here in India. Great game to come back from work. You only finishing work, mate. Oh, God. Late shift. Darren said we started a bit sloppy, but they're becoming a better team. Metcha now has options on his left. Look up, look up, look up. Tanaka is there. So is Okafor. Tanaka on his right foot. Oh, it goes all the way back and Sell saves it. It wasn't for Tanaka, and Metcha's telling him it was for Okafor. But at least we're getting bodies forward. There was plenty of options there. Lovely little turn by Metcha. And I think he was trying to play it in front of Okafor. I think Metcha's just saying it wasn't for him. So, Bede is class. We're moving the ball around a lot quicker than Saturday. We are. Rodon seems to have gained the yard of pace. Joe Rodon apparently is one of the fastest players in the squad. Tanaka. Muharmovic. Trafford. Trafford's just not bothered, is he, when anyone comes near him? Clip down the line. DJ heads it in field, gets a nudge. Schlager has it now. Ampadu putting pressure on, played backwards. And Milinkovic will get it. Mecha will give him a little bit of attention, but it goes back to Mats Sells in goal. Watching the game on Hungarian TV, but listening to your commentary, you're doing a great job. Thanks very much, Barry. And we've lost the feed. Now TV has lost the feed. Now we're back. And it's back with James Trafford. How are we time-wise then? We lost a second. We're good. Some supporters say Rodon's place in the team is in jeopardy. I just, the tackle a lot. I don't see it. And maybe I'm biased. And I might be. I very much might be biased. I am a big fan of Joe Rodon. I love his commitment. If I'm a manager, I'd love half a team of Joe Rodons like that. The amount he puts into the game. So, yeah. Mountains on momentum. Yep. Paul says 135 p.m. 135. 1:35 p.m. here. Having a very long lunch today. Good for you, Paul. Is Alvedi down the line, gets fouled off the ball. The ref's not giving. Here we go. Well done, ref. He found his whistle. Free kick Leeds. It's on ITV Extra. I'm watching it on Sky Sports main event on Now TV. Martin says, sounds like we're having fun. Thanks for the reflecting the action so enthusiastically, Jay. You're welcome. Yeah, Leeds only won the League Cup in 1968. Sean Eddie Gray in the crowd at the moment. I'm enjoying it. It's a good game. Tanaka hoops the ball infield, but it goes straight to Schlager. Needs to be better than that, or at least get out of your own half. But Diamand's forced backwards by James Justin. And Sells will get pressed by Sean Longstaff. Go on, Shawnee. Sells clips it down the middle. Up it goes. Alvedi with a little bit of attention to Chris Wood. Wins the header. Hooked away in the middle of the pitch there by Ampadu. And again, Diamande will go back to the goalkeeper, Mats Sells. And Longstaff will give chase. Defence is so resistant it is. Darren says, you're not biased. Rodon has been our best defender for the last 3 years. How cool and composed is Trafford? Absolutely. Rodon is a heartbeat at defence. I think he's probably one of the heartbeats of that team. I think without him in there, you lose something, you know. But I love that we've got 3 absolute top-class centre-halves now. 4 top-class centre-halves. Jesus, did we ever think we'd see today? Rodon is the first 11 for me. He's one of the first names in the team sheet. Trafford, Ampadu, Rodon. Then the rest. Alvedi nicks it off of Chris Wood. Well done again by Nico Alvedi, giving him a little bit of attention. He does what Yacabiel will normally do in there. Just mark him and keep him away from the ball. Paul says, Neil says, every back 3 needs a guy who will smash himself in the tackle rather than let them go through. Rodon is that guy. He absolutely is, Neil. How are you, Neil, by the way? You good? Oh, Callum went around the corner. Chris Wood's going to run through. James Justin gets across and wins it. Well done again. Recovered really well. The great Dan Reevy's first trophy. Yeah, Rodon is brilliant. He's better than Stroke was, and Tariq is as well. Stronger all around. That defence is gone. Up a level. Still got Gabby to come back as well, you know. Maybe even bringing another centre half as well. God. And if we can get that quality at the other end of the park as well, the Leeds will be back, won't they? I like the cup numbers. They're nice. Throw it. Tanaka. Oh. He's lost that in the middle park. Oh, little flick by Callum Wendu there. Clever gets away from Tanaka. Good tackle again by Joe Rodon. Still in play though. Down the left-hand side. Flicks it inside towards Callum Wendu. Lays it off. Chance to cross it. Now they got a couple over. Ball towards Wood. No, Ina's going to get this on the edge. Get out to him, James. Oh, he slices it over the crossbar. Attention from James Justin enough to force him to whip at it early. He's in my FPL for that reason, Rodon. Great defending. Yeah. Farke is a beautiful player. Some of his touches have been sublime. Jason says, I'm a fan of James Justin. No nonsense defending. I would agree with you, Jason. Justin just gets out to put a bit of attention on the ball there. Stroke sat on the bench all game. Must be wondering if he made a mistake. Neil says, I'm fair to middling. Thanks, Jer. Struggling with the Irish summer being on. Back to normal, Neil. Back to normal. Trafford kick out. Up it goes. Oh, lovely touch by Mecha. Kills it, gets up to Okafor. Now James Justin, who goes round the outside of Ina. Free kick Leeds. I watched a lot of Tark in the World Cup and was super excited when we got him. How is James on the left wing back? He's on at the left. Well, he's all over the place, isn't he, James? Covering a lot of ground. Do you know much about Diogo Lat, Portuguese defender on a free? Played very well for Union Berlin the last 2 years. Okafor, blocked. Throw into Leeds. Very good part of the Union Berlin defence over the last couple of years, along with Danilo Doki. Left footer, decent in the air, good ball playing centre back. Will be a good option again at that left hand side if we need it. Daniel Farke will have rotational options. Ampadu with the throw in. Hate the EFL captain's armband. Makes us feel like we're back in the Champo. Chris Wood's captain for them. Ampadu in towards the keeper, and the keeper's missed that one. That's giving a free kick. I mean, he fell over his own player. Does sing some good redemption arcs after hearing. Yeah. Does he get fouled by a Leeds player? He doesn't. Where's the foul? How is that a free kick? Right wing back. Yeah, he plays there for Wales, Marcus. Plays there for Wales. He'd be fine. Some throw from Amsterdam is massive, isn't it? Noah is still a bit behind after preseason. I think he does YouTube diaries. Jerry, you should have a look at. I will. I love that stuff. Olive Tree says, great stat by Sam Matterface. Only Arsenal have picked up more points than us since April. Yeah, we would have. If you had taken our form from the second half of the season and applied to the first half, Leeds would have finished 7th. Not bad. Bit later. Good evening, Paul. Ball's whipped into Leeds penalty area. Up they go. It's pinging around. Bounces down. Shots taken by Milinkovic. Real defender shot there. He's absolutely mullered it over the crossbar. Just drops to him and yeah. I think Mecha and James just closed the space anyway. I love that no one gave Sky the memo that Leeds were in yellow tonight. The graphics are all the white with the pinstripes. Second overview of our channel. Really interesting. Okay. We got Ruby posts, not goal posts at our end. Lol. Long kick out. Mecha, kicks it against himself though. Diamand gets it, but Mecha nicks it back off him, and then James Justin passes blocked by Diamand. Kicked forward for the run of Callum Wendu to James Trafford, who, unusual way of clearing that ball, but Leeds managed to pick it up again. Good work by Nick Valverde off of Wood, gets away from Dominguez. He does really well there, goes backwards with the ball. Leeds retain and go again. So the ladies beat Joe's ladies 3-0. I saw the result, Paul. I saw it on my phone and I was thinking of you when I saw it. It's not a good thing, but I did think of you when I saw it. Good half by Leeds so far. It's been a good game of football. The half's flying by. You think I'll make any halftime subs? No, I wouldn't think so. Players need minutes. Mecha won't win that header, but it goes into the middle of the park. Longstaff will challenge for it. Drops down. Ampadu steps in. Tariq Muharmovic into Joe Rodon. Takes the deflection there. Ola Ina on the Leeds left. Hooks the ball across the middle of the park. Dan James does well. Recovers and clears it for Leeds. And Milinkovic heads it forward. Again, Longstaff will fight for this in the middle of the park. Won't win it. Schlager has it. Dan James again nicks in and wins the ball back. Good work, DJ. He's got Okafor now to his left. Finds Okafor. A little bit behind him. But Noah starts running forward. They've only got 2 players up and a host of them. Oh, lovely slip ball by Okafor. He nutmegs Schlager, but it's cleared. Lovely idea. They only had 3 players forward, Leeds. Muharmovic is just nutmeg Callum Wendo. Nutmegs everywhere. Sean. Tidy up the passing, man. Another pass to nobody from Longstaff. Leeds win it back. Tanaka has it now. Okafor will get it off him on the left-hand side. Mecha in the box. Tanaka goes central. Justin round the outside. Longstaff drops off. And then goes all the way back to Tariq Muharmovic. Ethan Ampadu. Good luck. Okafor was unlucky. His Longstaff pass with Leeds player tonight. He's all over the place. I think that Leeds should have been allowed more rest between the 2 games. Defense. Well, it's the same side, so it's kind of even, isn't it? We got a decent rest for the weekend, though. Not playing till Sunday. Ampadu, over to the right-hand side. By the way, we've got the deadline day live stream as well. Don't forget, last 2 hours of the window on Tuesday next week. Tanaka, backwards to Muharmovic to Elvede. Longstaff has been absolutely awful in this half. He's not on it yet. It's early days. It's early days. It's not getting us back. Tanaka. Alvede to Rodon. Goes high up over the top down the line for DJ to run after. Metches there as well, but it does break. Metches have a look at the goalkeeper here. Have a little press. Sells has it. There's 2 Leeds players around him. Yeah, he's not at it, but it's still only like it's his first start of the season, so let's give him some games to find his rhythm, you know. It's early doors. Half time. Now. Right, we're at half time. Faye says, silly one for you. If Liverpool player had a fight over a game of table tennis that was then made into a song, it would be Fring Pong, Ping Pong, Ding Dong. Sing along. Sometimes I like not reading the comments ahead of time. Things like that. It's silly. I like it. Well done. Connor, yeah, I Longstaff's not on it today, but it is early doors as well. He's having a bit of a stinker. He probably scored a winner. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Colin says, I think Longstaff and Tanaka aren't on the same wavelength. Tanaka started the half very well, made that mistake, got booked, went out of it. Needs to get back into it again. Rick Pay says, yep, we've bigged him up certain second half hat trick. Yeah, Elvede bossed that first half. Sorry. Tariq Muharmovic is on like 3 nutmegs in that first half. Callaway has been nutmegged by Elvede and by Tariq at this stage. Okafor's nutmegged a few as well. Nutmegs all over the place. Just nutmegs. I'm making a note of nutmegs for later. In fact, all of our back 3 look superb. They do. Woody White says, played well and should be leading. Keep it up. And the goal will come. Tanaka bossing it. Yeah, just gone out of it a little bit for me, but, you know, come back into it. Paul says, normally a Longstaff defender. I mean, this is the thing. You can criticize a performance without hating the footballer, you know, or being against the footballer. Like, he's not being great, Longstaff, but he'll come into it, you know, and he'll have his moments. How is it still 0-0? Don't know. Leeds have had some big chances. Eliutaz says, good game, a few sloppy passes, hopefully a bit better second half. It's early season stuff, isn't it? And then the kicker is, before we even get into a run of things, we have international break for 3 second weeks to deal with that crap. So, Rajiv says, the back line is the contingency plan that I've always dreamt ever since I started following us. I would agree. Darren says, is Mills on the bench? If so, would you bring him on for Longstaff? I don't think he is on the bench, no. And no, I wouldn't. No. Sean Longstaff's not going to get the rustiness out of his system by not playing minutes. So you kind of need to persevere with it a little bit, you know? Paul says, can we overreact to a poor performance? Now we're on YouTube. I'm not going to, yeah, and you know what I'm like, Paul. I'm not going to get sucked into an over. Somewhere, someone's calling this disgusting and a disgrace. Somewhere in the world. Yeah, we're not going to do that here. Jerry, we should be 1 up. Team playing well. Yeah, we should be. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think we've had some decent half chances. Longstaff's chance is huge. Huge chance. Should be 1-0 up. But then only for Joe Rodon's tackle, it should be 1 also. You know, swings and roundabouts as well, I suppose. Led Zepp says, enjoyed that. Missed a couple of chances, but the passing in midfield has been crisp. You can tell that they've been told to go out and enjoy this one. Yeah, they look like they're having fun, which comes true. It really, really does. WeWalk says Longstaff should have been hooked on 20 minutes week management. There it is. There it is. There's the overreaction. Nah, he's not. He's fine. Give him. Look, he's not. The benefit is minutes. That's the benefit, right? Stesko says changes needed. Longstaff having a mare and Okafor as a passenger really doesn't look fair. I think Okafor's looked good when we've gotten the ball. I think he's been our most dangerous out. He's put 2 wonderful crosses in that we haven't gotten the end of. Andrew says, no VAR to stop the game. That's true. Tariq and Avede want to be forwards. Liam says Rodon had been very solid, missing his running down the right wing. Chris says we should be in front. We should be, but you could also argue that they should have scored one as well, only for Rodon's tackle. John Dove says I think Tanaka keeps making bong out of the F position while. Yeah, it's hard to read that one, John. Also, it looks like Longstaff either has an injury or to his foot or has a problem with his boots. Maybe it's the boots, actually. Maybe that's what it is. Brian says, honest mate, that's what I call minimum wage football. Utter second game of the season, mate. You know, it can only get better. It can only get better. Gonna be some game. First home game against Brentford. Yeah, Billy says Longstaff play all preseason, shouldn't be that rusty. It's a different game. I mean, they talked about this. Anton Stack said the same thing after the game at the weekend. It's a different tempo. The fact that people always say don't judge preseason, that goes both ways, whether it's great or poor. Once you get into a game, there's a different speed to that match. You know, he's just not found his range of passing yet, and he will. It should have been easy 2-0 up. We played really well. We have. That's a very good and assured debut for Elvedi. I would agree with you. That Turk the only game older than him for us. Yeah, Wood is so slow, but he's 35 or 36 at this stage, isn't he? Mitch and Miss was screaming for your trademark diving header. Just launch yourself at it. Launch yourself if we get into those positions. Great cross by Okafor as well. Paco McMahon says Longstaff has been awful while Tanaka arguably the best player. Yeah. Muharmovic is the Yorkshire Cannavaro. RD says, remember us versus Sheffield Wednesday's youth team last year? I mean, people need to chill. Yeah, we've come a long way even since that game. Jesus, that was something else. Longstaff is playing out of position. He's not been terrible. I'd swap him and Tanaka. I'd let Tanaka be the more advanced one and let Longstaff sit in and be the more defensive one. I think that benefits everybody there then. Mecha has been slow to react to some excellent crosses. Yeah, he's kind of hanging back, isn't he? Red Bull United says, Delapta Forest, would you take Wood back? Not at 35 or 36 years of age, I wouldn't. I think we can find a younger player who can deliver similar 8 to 10 goals a season, maybe. Longstaff's been terrible. Immortal Reaper. Mecha not on the same level as DCL. No, he's not, but he's not. I mean, he's not the first choice striker, is he? He's the secondary one. Muharmovic looks great. Watching this game with an eye on the Prem, some very good signs so far. Yeah, second game of the season away. And we're the best team so far. Okay, DCL in after a half. Toots Whelan. Rowan tackle was fab. It was outstanding. I'll redo that one plaster on my thumb. I hope your hand's okay. Tanaka keeps getting out of position. Yeah, he does. But and come here, we talked about this in preseason as well. When you don't have Ethan Ampadu in there and you've got Longstaff and Tanaka together, they both wander, which leaves the midfield completely exposed. So having Ampadu as that shield in there to just pull it all together is really important. I love Rodon's reaction to that tackle. James Ryan says Newcastle fans were saying Longstaff does quite a few duff passes. It just looks like he's just misreading it. Like it's getting away from him before he's actually managed to put his foot through the ball. Like, you know, he's trying to pick someone out and it's slipped away from him. He's not got full control of the ball. James says Newcastle. Yeah. Billy Boy says don't risk DCL in this Mickey Mouse shit. Andrew McCoy says that tackle even better. So, it's a great tackle. And I love a tackle. Chris Gill says if Rodon was Italian, his name would be Maldini. Sean O'Kane says, people should chill. Longstaff hasn't been that bad. No, I mean, and look, I thought, by the way, Stack had a really poor game at the weekend, and only for, I think it was Jerry or Paul pointed it out to me. He had the best defensive stats in the first half for Leeds against Forest at the weekend. So you're looking at one part of the game, but you're not seeing the whole game. If that makes sense. Like critical of Stack's pass and forward against Forest at the weekend. They look at his defensive numbers, and he's winning more tackles and intercepting more balls than anybody else. So he's still contributing. I'd say Longstaff is probably in around the same with that as well. Immortal Creeper says DCL would have had a few goals if he'd started tonight. Yeah, but he can't start every game unless we want him to break. So this is why we need another striker. And we know what we need. Top Banana Splits Leeds. Good evening to you, mate. Evening all. Billy Boeing says Longstaff has been terrible. I don't think he's won a tackle. I think he's won a couple of tackles and he was just starting to play himself back into the game and then he had a loose pass. So, yeah. Good first half. Need a goal. We do. Just saw Andrew Jared just saw Andrew. Paul says Mecha is best played off someone like a DCL. Yeah, and they did very well together last season when they did that. But also he'll get you a goal. He'll get you a goal. Sean O'Kane has been a worse player and responsible for Rodon having made the tackle. That is true. Yeah, that is true. Look, that's just the way it is in this level, isn't it? Culture Philosopher says everyone's been a 7 out of 10 except for Longstaff has been a 5 out of 10. Rob says Longstaff will produce. Longstaff, hard worker, Tanaka's a footballer. Brentford have scored 3 again so far. Looks like the weekend game isn't going to be straightforward. No. Red Bull Leeds United says Tanaka running the game until he got booked. Correct. And then he just stepped off a little bit. John says Rodon presses his upper right thigh. If Joe Rodon doesn't go off with what looks like a hamstring injury after every half of football, I would be shocked because he always tends to hurt himself. But keep an eye on that. Just showed Rodon walking off with a niggle as Joe calls Longstaff wrong passes. And if only we could all play at the same level as they could play to criticise them. Am I right? James says, Ronnie Murtis says, evening, Jer and the lads, how we playing? Evening, Ronnie. Hope you're well, pal. It's an all right game. It's a decent game of football if you're a neutral, Ronnie, up and down the pitch. Leeds defending very well, very comfortable out of possession when we haven't got the ball. They had probably a decent chance with Chris Wood running through. Outstanding tackle by Joe Rodon to stop him from scoring. Leeds had a great chance. Dan James down the right hand side pulled the ball back for Sean Longstaff, who scuffed his shot straight to the goalkeeper. Then we had another one with Dan James getting down the right hand side, squaring it to Mecha, and a back flick went wide. By the way, for all the criticism of Dan James, Leeds' 2 best chances have both been created by Dan James. So, something that James says Celtic 1-0. Okay, is that a league game or a cup game, James? My cat says Longstaff will score. Wait and see. I don't doubt it. He'll ping one in the top corner now. We should sign a Yala from West Ham. Rest Road and bring on Beal. Top of the says tickle those likes for Jer. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. To Sweden, if Stack comes on, Tanaka will come off. It's on yellow. If you do want to hit the little thumbs up button down below, completely free, does help this completely. If you ever want to know what the absolute single best ways of supporting anyone on YouTube is, keep their channels alive, like and subscribe. They're the 2 biggest things you can do. So, yeah, if you could do that, that would be great. There's 330 odd watching, so if you could that would be great. Appreciate that. At least that's the number I can see. Could be less. Rodon would have to lose a leg to get injured. That is true as well. What sort of game do we think the ref is having? It wasn't giving Leeds an awful lot of stuff early on. Seems to have sorted himself out a little bit. But yeah, we weren't getting a huge amount off him early doors. Rajiv says, actually, the James shot and the Mecha backheel remind me of Justin's attempt or assist to Okafor in the Forest game last season. And Paul says, Celtic in the Champions League qualifier. Thanks, Paul. So yeah, look, it's fine. I'm not freaked out by it. I'm not bothered by it too much. I think we've had opportunities. Again, I keep saying it, it's early doors in the season, so chances that they'll likely put away in a couple of weeks' time. You're still finding your feet at the moment, so. But you don't know when you're gonna get your next chance. So important that you can take them when you do get the chances. So we will see. We'll see. Right, give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna take a quick break. Use the facilities, and I'll be back with you all for the second half in 2 seconds. See you in a sec. Billy, sort yourself out. I did not. I did the other thing instead. Dan Iger says, Jerry, it's a game of chess until the last 5 minutes. 411 watching, 230 likes. Come on, people. There's more. Yeah, just stick a like on the video if you could. It does help. Paco Macman says, I don't understand why everyone has been praising Longstaff pre-season. I thought he had a decent pre-season. I did think he'd get sold this summer, but I thought he had a decent pre-season. But it's pre-season. So, it doesn't really matter. Change Longstaff. Hydrate. More like a Rick, yeah. Hydration break. Simon says, great approach, play, but we're not as deadly as we should be. Anthony Goodwin says, we can do this, a bit more urgency, and we're good. I would agree, yeah. Any changes? Not at the moment. Ronnie says, the lap going to Forest for 50 mil, quit mental, isn't it? Yeah. And Roden back out. He's good? Yeah. Okay, second half. So, no changes. James Trafford has the weirdest holes in his socks. Come on, Leeds. Big second half. Let's go. No more messing around. Always better in the second half, says John. We are. A bit more tempo and we can win this. I would agree. Loving Alvedi and Tarek. Valencia 0-0. Best Parrot on the bench. Jer, can you say play when they kick off? I can. Forest are kicking off. 1 second. Lucas Metch is in the wrong position, so he has to run across the centre circle. Right, ready, steady. Kick the ball. Matt Sells has the gloves off, for God's sake. Play. There we go. We're underway. Here, why do they have holes in socks? Some of them is because the socks are too tight and it's for little calf to expand. Others is for just ventilation, keep it cool. They've got, keeps them from getting season up. But I don't understand why James Trafford's got 3 specific holes in the back of his socks. I no idea. Diamant, Forest, out to the right hand side to Aina. Who's LUFC King of Football? Huh? Doing the same as Stack at halftime against Sunday. But that's true, yeah. That is true. Yellow card for Schlager or Javer. How good is that a goalkeeper? That seems safe and solid. Does the easy stuff well. Makes the difficult stuff look easy as well. So Schlager's got himself a yellow card and Tanaka's got a yellow card. Don't forget the clock, Jer. Clock's ticking, look. Right there, look. Some stinky feet. That's the fresh air in. That's also possibly it as well, Paul. Donny, can you see that? Can everyone see the clock? You should be able to see the clock. Ball over the top for Tanaka to run out there. Yeah, Tanaka looks like he's gone slightly more forward. Although Longstaff is still pretty high up as well. These are pressing high here. Ball out over to the left hand side to Williams. He's going to get pressed by DJ. And he does. DJ sends him backwards. Now Longstaff's going to press. Go on, Shiny. If you're going to press. Cleared. Won by Leeds. Tanaka around the corner. Okafor, little flick over the top there. Nice from Tanaka. Longstaff fighting to win the ball back. And he does win it back. Shirt ball there. Technically, that's a short ball. That should be a yellow for Dominguez. But Longstaff's actually come back from an offside position. So it won't matter. It's a very nice clock. Thanks, Paul. Schlager down the middle of the park. Ampadu chasing him back. Still Schlager. Gets turned around. Oh, well done by Ethan Ampadu. Wins the ball. Tells Schlager, get up. Gives the ball to Noah Okafor. Leeds have a bit of space now on the Leeds left. Breaking forward. Metcha pulled away to the back post. Longstaff through the middle. Okafor gives him the run. Space for Joe Road on now central. Dan James to his right. Finds DJ. Got 2 in the box now. James into penalty here. Checks his right foot. Dan James low blocked and out for a corner kick to Leeds. Second hand clocks. Thought the holes were to relieve pressure in the calves. Yeah. It is, yeah. But why 3 small specific holes rather than just the large hole? Who cares? I mean, really, I don't think anyone really cares. You know? I should pull my socks down below my calf. So, corner kick to Leeds. I can't now, Jer. I haven't seen him. That's okay, Danny. Corner kick to Leeds. Outswinger from Longstaff. In it comes. Towards the middle of the box. Keeper Sells gets a hand to it. And again, the ref's giving him another free kick for what? Is every time Matt Sells come for a ball going to be a free kick? I mean, I don't see any contact with him in that one either. By the way, we've got none of our set piece takers on the pitch. How is that? The ball must have gone out then. It mustn't be. It's a kick out, so it must have gone out and come back in again. Jesus, Shawnee, come on, man. Yeah, went there from the corner kick, Sean. What are we doing, pal? Goal kick. Come on, Sean. Rodon. To Ampadu, back to Rodon, who puts it down the line. There's nobody there. Longstaff will give chase. James will have a go after it as well. Ball, crossfield pass. Aina gets there. Doesn't get there. James Justin wins it. Gives it to Ampadu in the middle of the park. He goes backwards to Muharmovic. Oh, nice little move again over to the right side. Joe Rodon. I like this back three a lot. First keeper, ref, love child. Must be. Longstaff. Passes it backwards. But that's fine, Sean. Next couple, just keep it simple. Rodon over to Tarek. We have holes in our knees and jeans. Just well, yeah, I used to have holes in the jeans everywhere. Now I'm too old for that. Oh, again, lovely drop of the shoulder by Tarek. Finds Muramovic, finds Tanaka. He's having a great game. The back three, telling you, they've been excellent. Rodon goes back to Tanaka, who's the last player at the moment. Steps over, goes back to James Trafford. I got treated the house of personality. What's that about? Tanaka gets to the ball just on the edge of the sideline. He's going to have to go back again, and he does. Another Longstaff special. Yeah. Cleared by James Trafford, high down the middle of the park. Up goes Mesha with Milinkovic, who wins the header. Breaks down to Diamand, who goes back to Matt Sells and goal, who's pressed by Okafor. Now Longstaff gets across to Diamand. He puts the ball down the line, headed back, and Leeds to pick this up now. Sean Longstaff in the final third has a look up. Dan James free. Finds Dean. Dan James with a heavy touch. Shoots. Goal! Leeds United scored! That's Daniel James and Sean Longstaff with the assist. It's not been a brilliant half or 50 minutes for Sean Longstaff so far, but he's managed to find that pass. Sloppy in midfield by Nottingham Forest. Longstaff picks up the ball, sprays it across the ground over to DJ, touches it into the penalty area, and then just bends it away to the keeper into the far corner. Leeds United 1 up. It's a good finish from DJ. And a good pass from Sean Longstaff right in front of him. Doesn't have to check his run. Nice first touch. Second one's a lovely finish. 1-0 Leeds. Again, lads, if you are ahead of us, just don't press enter. Just type it, but just hold back. Wait. Longstaff pass. Yep. Yep. See, everyone has their moment. Everyone has their moment. See if this changes the game now. The Leeds keep pushing forward, or the Leeds sit in, do Forest come out a bit more. Well, the haters. It's not being a hater phase, though. It's not. You're allowed to criticise the performance. That's what football should be about. Analysing the game, looking at what you're seeing and commenting on it. You know? But please also, by the way, do wait for me in the chat before you post a goal reaction, if you don't mind. Well worked goals, Karen. Yeah, I do. Yeah. James says, nice to see DJ hit the back of the net again. It really is. And for him, he did such a tough year last year with injuries. I have to make a note of that goal. Actually, I forgot all about it. Leeds fans kick into gear again. Rodon over the top. Goes all the way through to Matt Sells. Jeez, we haven't made the third round since 2022. 4 years. God, let's sort that out, will you? Wood. Jesus looking for a free kick. Ref says no. Ampadu wins. I gives it away to Aina. Down the left-hand side. Good work again by Rodon. Classy finish. Yeah, I would agree with that as well. No choice but to wait your 15 seconds. Oh, good stuff, Neil. You know it's agony holding on to. I know it is, but just hover over the enter button, you know, and then mash it. Looking deadly now. All leads that way. Just teasing. I know you are, mate. Chris Gill says, think James will be relieved. I'm sure he will be. Nice to get the monkey off the back early, isn't it? And then Rick says, is the Vetty play at home? He should wear blue suede shit. I did say that, James. You did, Nick. You did, Nick. Long ball forward. Mecha. Again, he tries a little flick that's not needed. What? I mean, someone tell Lucas Mecha this isn't a preseason friendly. Maybe take it in. James. Ampadu. Oh. Gonna get a bit meaty now. Is it Longstaff wins the ball well in the middle of the park. Gives it to Ampadu. He goes backwards to Tariq. Goes to Nico Elvede. He plays the ball to... Oh, lovely again. Ampadu, lovely. Tanaka and Longstaff. Tanaka takes it, though. Nice passing out from the back again by Leeds. Really are playing out from the back well. Our fans singing, can we play you every week? Yeah. I've never typed goal out of excitement. But I think if you've seen the goal, you'll type it, and then I jump around instead. Diamond out to the right-hand side. Leeds left. Okafor presses. And James Justin. Aina goes backwards. It's a heavy pass backwards. Diamond goes across his keeper, and it's cleared by Cunha. Long ball forward. Elvedi wins the header towards Okafor. Kills it. Nice touch. James Justin with him. Back around the corner for Okafor. Won't get there. Diamond blocks him off. And it's cleared by Matt Sells. Our owner is singing. Long stop. Jesus Christ, Billy. You're having a night. Down the right-hand side, Callum Wendy's got two in the middle against one Leeds player. Ethan Ampadu doesn't get to Chris Wood. On the half, a great save by James Trafford. Brilliant save. Big chance for Forest. And Leeds are now going to come forward. Mecha. Over to the left-hand side. No Okafor in space in the penalty area. Okafor onto his right foot. No Okafor shoots. He's missed. Oh, how did he miss? Oh. Oh, it's a Leeds chance then. I mean, it's just... It's exactly where you want Okafor coming onto his right foot. Goes around Diamond and he's aiming for the far corner and he just doesn't bend it enough. He's trying to wrap his foot around it. Oh, he's that much. He's that close. Ooh. Callum Wendu. Justin flicks the leg out, fouls and free kick. Could get a card for that as well. Trafford's a bit good, isn't he? He is a bit. Blasted it, Billy. He did. Do you know what, Billy? He's trying to just use the player to bend it around him, and he's only just missed by a tiny bit. You expect to score that Okafor though, don't you? That's his thing. Cut onto the right hand side, bend. The Aina looks quite good. He's not bad, yeah. He was decent in the first game as well. Too much power in the shot, yeah. Possibly, Jay. Yeah, probably. I think he backs himself in that situation though. He just cuts it and goes, yeah, I'll have this. Smashes it, you know. Expects it to go in nearly. Anyway, clipped from Williams towards the back post. Cleared by Mecha. And it will go all the way across for Igor Jesus, who goes back to Callum Wendu, crosses that ball in deep, flicked on the front post, over for a header to back post, headed back into play, and Alvedi clears it offside. Why did Justin not compete for that 50-50 ball? Good evening, Steve. What a wonderful time to have a game played. It must be a nice afternoon time for you, Steve, is it, at this stage? Donny Boy said, should hit the target from there. Yeah, I mean, normally he does as well, doesn't he? Showing Dan James' goal again. Let's go finish with Dan James. He's enjoyed that, DJ. See it coming out of him. I know my Bluetooth headphones are connected, but they're not. I don't know how that works. 8:15 a.m. Oh, good morning, Steve. Nice cup of coffee or a cup of tea, mate. Start the day. Open the back doors, let the air in. You know. Where's Dan James' big scar gone? I mean, sure, it lightened or it's healed a little bit. Faces, it's definitely be 1-1 last season. Said on Saturday to 100% keeper upgrade. They're making their changes now. Helvetic. Brendan in at 65. Do some running around. I want to see that. I want to see Brendan coming on with half an hour to go and see what that looks like. With that energy. Into the feet of Justin. He can't control that and goes out of play for a Leeds throw-in on the halfway line. Arjo rode on strong as an ox to be admired. Absolutely, Simon. So they're making 3 changes. The Forest how Leeds are pressing. Okafor's on him. Aina gets a little around him. Cuts it inside. Heavy touch by Schlager. Picked up by Ethan Ampadu. Well done. Finds now Okafor. Met you in the penalty area. Longstaff on the edge. Dan James on the far side. Step over after step over. Still Okafor. Still Okafor. Chance to pull it back. He does. Ampadu's going to hit this from distance. And it's an Ethan Ampadu shot from distance. It's a bit of a daisy cutter and goes wide. Got to do better shooting. Yeah, I mean, Ethan Ampadu is not, it's not exactly his wheelhouse, is it? 4 changes for Forest. The Amanda's going off. Murillo on. Callum Window off. Interesting. Hudson Odoi on for him. Igor Jesus is off. Who's replacing Igor Jesus? Chris Wood's off as well. Ola Aina's going off. No, he's not. He's coming off for chat, is he? Too many changes for the man with the board. He can't keep up. Trafford is the business, Finton. He is. Yeah, Aina's going off. Looking nets. Hang on. Yeah, Chris Wood stays on. What was he talking? Oh, the Aina's gone off. Commentators, lads. Do your job. Wood stays on. Thanks, Andrew. It's just 25 nets. Okay. Still missing 1 change. I'll get it off this, though. Nets for Aina. Hudson Odoi for Kalamandu. Dan and Doi. So what Leeds do now? Forest giving up, keep players off. I think they've just brought the players that were coming in off. Schlager, good tackle by Nico Alvede to Tanaka, who gets battered in the middle of the park by Schlager. Alvede steps across and does it again. Then Justin. Poor ball from Ethan Ampadu there. Back to Schlager. He goes down, clipped over the top by Hudson Odoi. Leeds a bit messy at the moment. Just sorted out. Nets on the left-hand side now. Fix it outside for Hudson Odoi. He's going to pull this back, is he? Joe Rodon's with him. Dan James there. Back to Murillo. DJ gets out. Murillo infield. Just a bit sloppy there. Dominguez has it now. Trafford will save us many points this season. I think you're right, yeah. Ball played in again. Dominguez into the penalty area. Shoots! And it's touched over from James Trafford. Yeah, Leeds just a bit all over the place in the minute since the changes happened. Need to organise themselves. In swinging corner for Leeds. For Forest, sorry, against Leeds. I'd like to see Farke react to some subs of his own. A risk of jinxing it. Oh, we'll see. Williams whips the ball in towards the middle. Trafford comes, punches it clear. Only as far as Schlager puts it in. Overhead kick there, but it's blocked by Marhamovic. Then Odoi back to the left-hand side to Williams again. He's going to check along staffs with him. Gets it in. James Justin blocks it. My phone is blown up. Crossed in. Chance for Leeds to break now, and it's come to no Okafor. He's got Dan James the far side, Metro through the centre. There's still a stack of Forest players. Okafor beats one, goes down, free kick Leeds. That's a yellow card. Oh, our clock is working. It's gone past 60 this time. Leeds View's now 30 minutes. Thanks, Paul. Fresh legs, please, Farke. I think we're doing okay at the minute. Just trying to get these guys minutes in their legs. So at the moment, Leeds still are okay. Just a bit shaky since they did the reshuffle. That's all. Yeah, I mean, there it is. They're Paul's saying it. Yeah. Take advantage of the reshuffle with our established partner. Maybe. Tarek. Back to Alvede. Longstaff. Go back, Sean. Yeah, goes all the way back to James Trafford. He goes over to the Leeds left-hand side. Tanaka around the corner. Finds Okafor, pushes it past Cunha. 2 feet tackle there by Cunha to get the ball, but doesn't make contact with the Leeds player, but did leave the ground with both feet off at the ground. It's a book and surely. What minute are you on, Colin? Dr. Passager, I'm looking at going to RC. Let's see, BL. Try it again, Dr. Cox. Trafford. Ampadu. Whoa, big whip across the park. Oh, what a ball to Daniel James. Nets wins it off. DJ, but he still fights for it. Half gets it back. The breaks and Forest come down the left-hand side with Hudson-Odoi. The space on this left now. Got to keep an eye on that. Hudson-Odoi into the penalty area. Going to look to check onto his right foot, and he does. He has Nets to his left. Hooks it. Tanaka wins the header. Well done there. Metch is going to fight for this. Doesn't. Gets fouled. No free kick. And now Leeds get a free kick. Changes. I always think we have so many players that can play centre back. We sometimes forget our positions. Possibly, yeah. I'm impressed with our new lads, Jerry. Yeah. 2 changes for Leeds. Brendan Aronson, Harry Wilson coming on. Bit more energy. 66 minute here. Okay, we're on 64 here. You're 2 minutes ahead, Jason. Just to be. Stack is coming on as well. 3 changes for Leeds. Okafor looks tired. Yeah. Okafor past the 60-minute mark now. Nice to get him his minutes, though. Trafford. That's with the side of his foot, and he's gone all the way to down the middle of the park. That's a hell of a kick. Headed straight up in the air. Get up, Sean. Wins the header. Chested down by Mecha. He's dragged to the ground. Ref, come on. He's been pulled down. DJ gets it. Little step over. He goes down. No, there's the free kick. What is he waiting for with the free kicks, like? Yeah. Ref's been very slow to give Leeds any kind of chances. Free kick to Leeds. Sean Longstaff will whip this into the penalty area. Just over on the right-hand side touchline. Don't react in the chat, by the way, if there's goal score. Please don't. Just chill. I know everyone says it, but like, it still happens. Longstaff. Flat. It's cleared the front post. Headed back up in the air by Ethan Ampadu. Back into the penalty area towards Alvede. It's cleared. Chested down. Oh, Longstaff has left a bit on and died there. He's going to get a card for that. He's saying he didn't touch him. Colin says, really pleased that we look comfortable and better side here. A tier above Forest. Longstaff. Does he touch the ball? Does he touch the player? He doesn't touch either of them. Or the man. Doesn't get anywhere near and die. And he gets booked for that. I mean, there's no contact with the player at all. So, yeah, look, I mean, you're saying it there, Bill. The referee is taking a minute to give Leeds a free kick, but he's blown the whistle immediately for Forest. Sean Longstaff will go off, though. Gets replaced by Anton Stack. Brendan Aronson coming on for Noah Okafor. Nice to get some minutes under the belt. Yeah, the ref's not been great, Jay. Can't remember us having this many tough quality defenders. I know, yeah. And off goes Tanaka. On comes Wilson. What for getting beat 5-1? Jesus. Their manager gets sacked. Never touched the player. Didn't get near him. Like, he's clearly underneath him. Schlager, middle of the park. Yeah, straight to penalties. Hudson-Odoi up against Joe Rodon. Checks back to his right foot, crosses the ball in, headed away by Anton Stack. You could probably bring on Calvert-Lewin at this stage. Harry Wilson steps in, wins that ball back. Meche breaks to his left-hand side. That's actually Aronson, sorry. And Mecha finds it now after the back of the defender. Mecha, step over into the penalty area. Still Mecha finds Aronson. Could lay it off to Ampadu. He does. Doesn't shoot this time. Stack will have a go, though. Stack shoots! Oh! That is not far away. Matt Sells clamoring again to get across the back to an Anton Stack shot. Ampadu thought better of it. Steps over. Referee gets in his way. I mean, he's about a yard wide. Yard wide. But nice to get the range early on, Anton. He hits it. VAR should be used for simulation as poor sportsmanship. No VAR in the cup. Header in field. Rodon side foots it over the top and it goes there to play for a throw in. Trask says back from milking the goats. Looks like we have a lead score. We do. Dan James from Sean Longstaff passed me. Dodgy referee homer. He's taking his time to give Leeds anything. We'll talk about him. James Justin's gone down. Bogle's coming on. DJ's coming off. Good stuff with Daniel Farke. Yeah, Bogle coming on for James now. Yeah, I can't imagine having to deal with 30 minutes of Brendy just sprinting at me. Yeah. Dan and Doy. Over to the right-hand side now. Chance for Forest to cross the ball, and they're coming back into the game, Forest. They go backwards. And Doy again. Schlager on the edge of the penalty area looking for it. Murillo on the far, far side. And Dominguez in the centre. Marie's just gone around Anton Stack and Doy there. Plays it out to the right. Still don't cross it. They eventually do, and Doy gets to it again. Headed backwards. Schlager picks it up on the edge of the penalty area. He's going to have a goal from distance, is he? No, he tries a little pass into the penalty area, cleared by Nico Valvetti. Who scored? Dan James did, Joseph. Sean Longstaff ball across the park. DJ touched it into the penalty area and then bent it across the keeper into the far side. James gets a little touch on that and I'll go out of play. Throw into Forest. Leeds will make their changes. Yeah, Jaden Bogle on for Daniel James on the 70th minute. Decent game for James. Created Leeds' probably best two chances in the first half. Probably should have scored in the first half. Does in the second half. Good game for DJ. Nice to see him back. Brendan, the ankle biter, disruptor, shame. Same end product as always there, though, yeah. Well, at Mateo Joseph, he has an ACL injury, so he's out at least until December, if not longer. And even when he is available, he'll probably be leaving. But he's out for a long time with an ACL injury. Oh, kicked out of play by Hudson-Odoi. Is this game flown because of no VAR or just two attacking teams? I think they're both just viewing it as a chance to attack. It's a good game. I've enjoyed this game. Bad ACL, won't play this season. Yeah, I'd be shocked if he does. Headed away. Murillo and Schlager there. Metcha's in there trying to win it back. Ball's hooked up. Stack wins a header. Mecha again, fix it again. Oh, lovely work by Mecha. Schlager fouls and the Schlager's booked. There's a little kick at Mecha there. I mean, he's looking to get a yellow. Yeah, Peterborough 5-1 up against Watford. Brentford 4-1 up against Birmingham. Wow. Leeds have a strong team on the pitch now. We do, James. We do. Harry Wilson to take the free kick. Clips it towards the back post. Up goes Rodon. Won't win that header. But a break. Can Ampadu get there first? He does. He gets clattered as well. That's got to be a card, ref. Cunha's just absolutely clattered Ampadu. No chance of winning the ball. And he standouts tonight. I think DJ played well. Alvede and Tariq Mihajlovic have been good. Joe Rodon's been excellent for me. Back three been brilliant. Just flattens the Ampadu. He's not going to win the ball. He knows he's not. He takes him out. Trafford brilliant as well, by the way. Again. So another free kick to Leeds. Jack Cunha gets a yellow card. Ref needs to get control of the game. But he's let them get away with it. So now he's finding himself having to deal with it. He's not on a yellow. He's just been booked now. Schlager was, though. So free kick to Leeds. Anton Stack further out than where he scored from, but Sells isn't giving him the room this time. So this will likely be crossed. Alvede and Muharmovic and roll onto back post. Ball's whipped in by Stack. There it goes. Headed away. Headed back by Alvede. Ampadu slices it over the crossbar. But takes deflection. Corner kick to Leeds. National League standard refereeing, says Lindsay. Forest are getting a bit naughty now. They've kind of been niggling at it the whole game. Same at the weekend. Trafford have been excellent. Alvede is a hound dog. Rick is enjoying this. Looking bad for Celtic. 3-1 down. 4-3 down. And oh, no. Celebrated too early after the first one. Oh, well. In swinging corner by Leeds. In it comes. Up they go. Flick it away at the front post. Headed away at the back post. Only as far as Harry Wilson. Will pick it up and let everyone out play for a throw-in. And Ethan Ampadu will wander across to launch it in. The 5 seconds start when he picks the ball up. $73 minutes, 1-0 lead still. Ampadu picks it up. Unos, dos, tres, catorce. Yeah, he's told to hurry up. Ampadu. In it comes. Zips it in as if pushing the box and ref's blown the whistle. We'll go again. Wolf says, who has the better deal? Forest paying circa 50 million for Delap or us leaving well enough alone? We'll find out at the end of the season, won't we? Not allowed, ref. Let's get another one and put this to bed. Delap in there. Got there before you, Billy. Throw grabbing how poor. I know, right? And he's letting him away with it. Ampadu, long throw for Leeds. Fizzed it in. Oh, it's gone up in the air, that one actually. Jeez, he made a mess of that. Slipped. Little flick out the front post, still pinging around. Tariq is there, heads it back across the goal. The chance in the back post. Mecha! It's gone in. Lucas Mecha will it count. James Justin. There's no VAR, so 2-0 Leeds. Good stuff. Absolute. I mean, the throwing from Ethan Ampadu is a mess. It slips out of his hands, goes straight up in the air and loops. And I think it's Tariq Muharmovic at the front post gets a nod to it, and it pings around and it's headed towards goal at the back post. And between Mecha and James Justin, they've managed to bundle the ball over the line. We get a part. No one's offside. Tariq heads it across. Justin leaves it. It bundles around and it's gone over the line. No, it's James Justin. The full ball doesn't look across the line. Then James Justin scores. But a mess. But 2-0. I think it's James Justin in the final touch. So James Justin gets across, doesn't make contact with it. Keeper misses it. The defender heads it over his own line, but I think he stops across in the line. Mecha misses it. And it might come off Mecha's stomach. Ah, well, 2-0. Yeah, Nico Williams is not okay after that one. They're showing this again. I'm trying to figure out who gets the goal. There's no offsides. I mean, Justin is offside technically. I don't think it is over the line the first time. I think it has to go over. His hand is there as well. I think it might actually be Metch's goal. Not sure who they're going to give it to, but it looks like it's probably Metch's. They all count. They absolutely do. Brentford fight against... Yeah, already over the line. Williams, OG, according to Sky. I don't think the full ball crosses the line. I don't think it does. Mihanovic giving you plenty of opportunities to practice his name. I mean, he is. And I'm still not getting it right. At some point, that has to improve. Williams crying, claiming he was kicked. Game set and match, says Chris. It's 2-0. Two boys are both claiming it. Who claims on what did Sofa score? Sofa score have it down as a Nico Williams OG. I don't think it is an OG. I don't think it crosses the line. Stud to the eye. Well, he's lying on the ground. What's he supposed to do? Not kick him? Let's pump it up, Jer. Third round, baby. I think it's karma. Play dirty and look what happens. Yeah, Glasner still can't beat Farke. That is true. Just call him Dave. I do. Used to do it with what's his name? Used to have him in the league. Was it League One? Big Dave. Can't remember. BBC Sean Williams on goal too. Yeah. Might change. I don't know. Anyway, let's go. Back on it again. I know it's Forest, but this is still an example of squad depth. Declan says, what a start to the season. Get up. There's no VAR, and Tarek is a pest on the box. Ampadu flicked away by Bogle. Knocked backwards. Wilson, lovely ball around the corner for Brendan Aronson. Knocks it forward for Meche. Lovely touch across Murillo. Pulls him back. Has to be a yellow card. He's pulled him back. Forest getting desperate. Yeah, they're losing the run of themselves a bit, Forest. Leeds United official Twitter account says, absolute chaos. James Justin, own goal. We don't know. It's 2-0. So Murillo goes into the book. Amari Hutchinson coming on for Forest. Very good against us last year in the first game. Nice matchup, but should go to goal. Right. We go again. Free kick to Leeds. It's been given as a Nico Williams OG. Boo. Wilson. Flat ball in. Gets a touch on it in the middle. Goes backwards. Bogle hooks it back forward. Looking for the run of Tarek Muharmovic. We won't get to that. Dan and Doy does, but Muharmovic gets over. Puts him under pressure. Nicks it off of him. Clips it into the ball. Tries to clip it in front of Brendan Aronson. But Leeds still have it. Stack on the left-hand side. Lovely little flick over in Doy's foot. Leeds enjoying this. Lovely little flick down the line for Aronson. Drag back by Aronson. Little flick inside to Justin. Leeds having fun here. And I've lost my feed again. Long throw in territory. Ethan Ampadu. Long throw into the penalty area. Up goes Elvedi, pushed in the back. Only as far as Brendan on the edge of the box. Nice touch. Lays it to the left-hand side. Back to Ampadu. Stack on the edge of the penalty area. He's going to go back to Ampadu on the left. Leeds go all the way back and we work it again. Bogle. Aronson. On that left-hand side. I don't hate it. He's fouled. Free kick Leeds. Good run again by Brendan Aronson. Yeah, I'm okay with Brendan Aronson on that left. I think it suits him better than the right. So Stack's going to have a little think about this. United are back, Colin. Yeah. All Leeds now. Absolutely. Just taking us down, says Andrew. Yeah. Finton says, happy days, MOT, and good luck charms. Great job. Be positive. We're much better than this. We are. I agree with you. So free kick to Leeds. Anton Stack is going to whip this. And he does whip it in right on top of him. Oh, it's pinging out. Avedi is there. Oh, I tell you, he whipped that one. Good work for Brendan Aronson again. Lovely work from Brendan. Two lovely little flicks there. And gets out of trouble and gets the ball back to Harry Wilson. And now Jayden Bogle on the halfway line. Back to Wilson. This is good. Yeah, I'm enjoying this, lads. Thanks everyone who's watching as well, by the way, and getting involved. Hooked over to the Warriors left-hand side. Up goes Rodon. Wins the header. Harry Wilson takes it down. Can't get turned and goes back to Nico Elvedi, who's been very good. He's been very good. Don't forget, if you're not on Finalysis, download Finalysis app for free. Give me a follow over there. And you can submit. There's a late tackle on Nathan and Anton Stack as well. Forrest have it back into the penalty area, out to the right-hand side, and Doy crosses it. Elvedi will block it and hooks it away. They want a penalty, but they want to get over themselves. They're not getting a penalty for that. Yeah, go over, download Finalysis in your app store. No, it doesn't touch Elvedi's arm. Give me a follow over there, and then you can submit your player ratings for this game, and then we will use them on our match reactions and all of our other stuff as well. So check them out if you want to. We're playing them off the park right now. We absolutely are. Change for Leeds. Dominic Calvert-Lewin coming on for Lucas Meche. I mean, Meche's had fun tonight. If nothing else, he's enjoyed himself. His chest, what to get a grip, Forest fans, absolutely. Karen says, what's the likelihood of a home draw next round? I mean, unlikely, Karen. We can all say that. Probably unlikely. King's Cheek says, Stack reminds me of Ian Hart for free kicks. Great excitement every time, yeah. Rick Johnson says, Brendy, a different player this year. And Lindsay says, ever thought of doing radio comms? I don't think I get a job, Lindsay. No one will give me a job as I am. DCL information, yep. Stack is so lazy. If you attack the body with, I know, yeah. I think it's just because of his height and his laboured kind of running style, but big diagonal ball across the park. Up goes James Justin, wins the header. Out of play for Forest throw-in. We're starting to look formidable. Home draw next versus a minnow would be nice. It would be. Throw-in's taken. Calvert-Lewin need to press this, and he will. Goes back, though, to Milinkovic. Dominguez wants it. He won't get it. He's going to have a little look around the place. Gives it to Dominguez in the middle of the park. Leeds just holding the mid-block now. Just letting them have it. Watching a different team compared to last season. Far more swagger about us, I think. Back-to-back away wins, yeah. Hudson-Odoi, but Bogle does well, gets back and gets enough on it, and Wilson has it. Oh, it's a really late tackle on Harry Wilson. That's very late again. The ball was well gone. And Dominguez gets a yellow card. Does he get much on him? Nah, a little flick. Very petulant. Definitely losing the... Yeah, he has a little flick on him at the last second. So, 10 out of 10 watch along. Excitement, you're awesome. Thanks, lads. Appreciate you watching. Forest fans getting desperate with their calls for a handball. Emma Mobody. Only one Don Reevy rings out. Yeah, RD said Brentford will be a tough test this weekend. They will be. Avede's been good. He has. Brentford scored 6. Our defence might be tested. Yellow card. Read that. Ref has no balls. It's his yellow. Forest have it again. But there is a lot of niggle from Forest. They're definitely losing the run of themselves a little bit. I mean, Glasner can be a bit prickly in his press conferences. So, depending on how he reacts to this, I mean, their owner's nuts, isn't he? Schlager has it now. Leeds still pressing. Good block by Brendan Aronson. And then Stack, and it breaks out in the middle of the park. Good work by Stack to get the tackle in there and throw into Nottingham Forest. Surprised DCL's coming on for another goal. Oh, why not? Keep going. Again, just keep building up the minutes. Love the bendy letters, by the way. Do like that. Schlager. Yeah, Forest have lost their discipline, Colin. We'll be over on YouTube straight after this as well to do the instant match reaction. We're going to chat about the game there. We can. Workers overrated, Jer. We like you on here with us. But as long as I can afford to be on here, which is, I'm happy to be on here, which is, you have to pay mortgage as well. But I've got a very good wife. So, Stack. We've had a good year, though, to be fair. This summer's been probably our best summer. So, I really appreciate everyone who's supported us over the last couple of years as well. So, onwards and upwards. Farke is really annoyed at that. Throw and goes straight across, and Calvert-Lewin's not there to press, and Farke lost the head there. And they come down the left hand side with Nets. Leeds right hand side. Ampadu gets across, gets a touch on that ball. Don't book him for that. He won the ball, ref. Come on. He thought about Ethan. Gets across the front of him. No, he doesn't. Okay, fair enough. Yellow card. Yeah, fine. Forest players have a bet on 8+ yellows. Trask says short stint for DCL to do hold up in their end. Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Marinakis looking for the manager yellow pages. Farke in a Parka. Not quite. Amps at the back. Yellow stupid. Yeah, IJ, do you think Parrot will get on in Spain? I think he'll do all right. Yeah, I think he'll do well there. He suits the division. As long as they give him the ball. Bet it's our, middle club. Anyway, Schlager and Dominguez. Schlager fakes. Dominguez will in-swing this towards the back post. Trafford comes and catches it. Easy work. And Leeds will go again. Darker Farker to Parker. Farker and a darker Parker. Over to the left hand side, James Justin. Stack wants it, but he hooks it forward towards DCL. Tries to hold it up. He's climbed on there. Dominguez wins the ball. Schlager then tries to put it through. Stack blocks it. Breaks it to the left hand side, and Murillo will bring the ball forward for Nottingham Forest. 3 minutes of normal time plus whatever he adds on. Michael Gill says, hi, Jer. Whenever we are winning with you doing watch longs on YouTube, we can't go back to Big Up. We will be going back to Big Up once it's done. I'm not trying to step on other people's toes on YouTube, so I want to go back. We'll be going back over to Big Up. But this has been good. Found you online last year and now have 3 new subscribers for me and my family. Love your analysis, Jer. Thank you very much. Bomberman. Thanks for that. We appreciate that. Centre backs along with Trafford look so good. They do. Parrott reminds me so much of Timo Pukki. Very similar. Yeah. Anyway, Luca Nets has the ball for Forest. Gives it into Hudson-Odoi, who's got deeper and deeper as the last couple of minutes have gone on. The last 20 minutes have gone on since he's come on the pitch. Darker Farke and a Parker sniffing magic markers. Nice. Clipped forward by Nottingham Forest. Headed away by Joe Rodon, who's been very good. Bogle smashes it down the line looking for the run of DCL, but it goes all the way back to Milinkovic, who goes back to Matt Sells in goal. And they'll go again. Our new shorts, black or deep navy. They're a deep navy blue, but it's very dark. Little flick around the corner there, but in steps Joe Rodon, wins the ball, and he gets his heels clipped. Really ill-disciplined by Forest. Very ill-disciplined. And he should have had a booking. So the goal decision system's getting involved. Does the ball cross the line? They're showing the goal line technology, and it's no goal. So it's not an OG. It comes back out, and it's over the line from James Justin. James Justin's goal. James Justin goal. They can sort that out. Good on the... I've never seen the goal decision system being used properly. There we go. What the fuck is Big Up? It's a different platform, Billy. BigUp.com. It's where we do all of our watch-alongs there normally. It means I don't have to make all this stuff all the time. It just does it for me. Schlager comes forward. Same as this, just different platform. No adverts, though. There's no ads at all on BigUp.com. At least right now. I don't know what their plan is. Aronson, out of play for a throw into Leeds. JJ Metcher was in the goal. He was already over the line. England's number one. Skysay goal to Justin. Yep. Very, 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 very dark blue. That exactly Raleigh St. Clair. That is exactly what it is. All right. Throwing on the halfway line for Leeds. We are eking towards the end of the game. Another app. Billy Bong, much easier to use. Yeah. Headed in field. It does have an app as well. It has an Apple app. And not a Stack. Not a Android one yet. Dominguez has it. Leeds get a bit sloppy, but Stack does well to win that ball back. Ampadu can't dive in because he's got a yellow card, but it does break, and James Justin picks up the loose ball, tips it forward, back to Forest. A bit of ping pong at the moment. Murray Hutchinson steps over the ball unnecessarily and goes backwards with it. Forest should have had a player sent off. Yeah. 6 minutes of injury time. Hudson-Odoi to the left-hand side to Luca Ness. Bogle will get across. Leedsy just finish this off and see it out. Don't concede. Clipped in, flicked on the back post, chance, and it's seed out by James Trafford. Danadoi, the back post, can't get to it. Danny Rumsey, good evening to you, Danny. Lindsay Morris says, a very big thank you to you for providing the fantastic coverage on our game, and even bigger thanks to your missus for allowing you to give us Leeds. That's a great evening. She's downstairs. There was talk of ironing and then possibly getting given out to. But I'm all right. We're good. We're good. Sarah says, hello, Danny. And Faith says, no ads too on Big Up. Yeah, there are no adverts there. Who owns Big Up? An independent company. A guy I work with, Ali, really nice guy. And he's the owner of it. And he speaks to us regularly. He's always in our chat as well. So, good guy. Faith says, the blue on the yellow definitely looks black almost. It's really, really dark navy. Big Up, Danny. Trafford humps the ball down the park. Empty seats everywhere now in the City ground. Breaks through. Brendan Aronson, but the ref blows it back for a free kick. This is the point I'm making. Referee is happy to give free kicks to Forest for nothing and then won't give anything to Leeds. Big up, Bob. That's another reason why we're on Big Up, because Bob is there. Bob's a Liverpool fan that comes in and supports us all the time. Thank you, Bob. Really appreciate you, mate. Great watch along as always for the neutral good result. It is. Yeah, it's been a good game, Bob. Hope you're well, pal. Ball over top. Alvede heads it away. Forest looking rattled again. Away to Liverpool next. Whew. Can we have another goal, please? I wouldn't say no to another goal. Murillo. Back to Milinkovic. Pressed by Calvert-Lewin. Back to Murillo on the halfway line. Leeds just seeing this game out now. Managing it. Last season, we'd have given a goal away the extra time. Can we play these every week? Sorry, did that before. I saw the 6 minutes extra. Don't be worrying about it, Bob. Cleared by Sells. Long down the park. Header won by Rodon. Forward. Straight to Murillo. Yeah, Leeds have dropped right off. Ref is a Forest fan. I mean, he might be, yeah. So good watching Leeds without chewing your fingernails. I know, right? It's strange, but it's enjoyable. Ampadu goes back to Trafford. Trafford smashes the ball clear, up and under. Don't worry about people's toes, mate. Fair enough. 6 minutes, yep. Schlager. Hudson-Odoi. Stack gets around him. Tries to put the ball through. And it's blocked by James Justin. He's been very good today as well. Aronson, oh, look at the step over in field. He's got a run now. Harry Wilson, he finds it straight to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Shoots from distance straight at him. He shouldn't have shot from there, but... And Harry Wilson should have taken that on. Good work from Brendan Aronson again. Telling you, Brendan Aronson on the left-hand side. Maybe we don't need a left-hand side player. Twice I've seen him over there, and twice I don't hate it. 1 minute injury to go for time wasted. Yeah. Yep. Nets. Schlager has a look up, brings it forward. He's kicked the straight out play. Great play that. Yep. As I say, it'll be straight over on YouTube after this for a chat. Player of the match, Dan James gets it. This is down. Dan James shot creating actions 3 first in the game. Yeah, stats wise, even Dan James probably the best player in the park. Well done, Dan James. Schlager goes across the park. James Justin has been excellent. The energy of James Justin tonight. He's tore across the park to get to Dan and Doyle there. Well done. Trevor 2 games, 2 clean sheets. Brendy on fire. Great play that. Yep. Men are the best Irish year. I do a good collar. But I like a high collar, so. Got it wrong earlier, and now it's 4-4 on aggregate. Celtic hanging on. Ooh. Alvetti for me, very good. Schlager has been poor. Lots of the ball, but hasn't done a huge amount with it. Farke working his magic with players. Aronson on the left. Really enjoyed the Jerry Leeds experience. Thanks, no problem, Trasic. Appreciate having you here. All the way across the park. And it's Murray Hutchison who comes forward. Betty's been immense. He's been excellent. Thanks for everything, Jerry. Great watch along. Again, apparently my wife gets the kettle to work, so I'm off to the kitchen. Joy. What's it a joy? Murillo on the left-hand side has a little look up. Does not feel comfortable watching it. It's unsettling. Ooh, not a great ball by Bogle back to Travis, who scuffs his clearance, and Ampadu puts it out of play. You're loving himself some Aronson. I think he's playing well. I just think he's playing well. I like seeing people playing well. You know? 509 of you on here. Quickly close the chat and hit a like for Jared. Thanks very much. Yeah, if you could hit the like button, that's massively appreciated. Few guys giving Farke a good headache. It's a great place to be. 51% possession to Leeds, 13 shots, 5 on target, 21 touches in the opposition box. Better team on paper and with the eyeballs. Cleared by Sells as Leeds are falling apart. Rings out around the city ground from the Leeds fans. Rodon's tackle changed that game, I think. I agree. Wilson gets it off Rodon. Back to Joe Rodon, who'll smash it up the field for... Oh, well, headed away by Nets. Touch taken by Ampadu. We haven't got to the third round since 2022, so this is nice. Non-Leedsy things happening. We love to see it. Ampadu pressing Sells. Last 30 seconds. Tariq. Aronson again takes it down. Lovely touch. Lays it back. Simple. Nice. Like to see it. Aronson played left when he got called up for USMNT, but Pulisic starts there, so he played Brendan on the right. Better on the right. I think he's been very good on the left. Cleared by Trafford. Long ball forward. Justin won't get his head to that. It will break down. Schlager hooks around the corner. Justin against Dan and Doyle does well. Kicks it against Dan and Doyle. That should be a Leeds throw in. No. Thrown to Forest. We're at the allotted injury time now, so we'll be all up. Mrs. Jared downstairs on the old Irish surfboard. Wouldn't say that. She'll throw the surfboard at me. Little flick around the corner. Here we go. Full time. Excellent stuff for Leeds. Back-to-back wins. Back-to-back clean sheets. Back-to-back city ground trips. Really good. Really good by Leeds tonight. Very comfortable out of possession. We'll talk about it more in a couple of minutes' time on YouTube. I'll pretty much go straight over to YouTube once we get the bits done. So, yeah, follow us over or stay where you are right now. Find the other little tab. Click that and I'll see you in a couple of seconds. You can always see when guys are enjoying their football. Absolutely. And you can see it there tonight as well. Leeds really enjoyed themselves. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Don't go too far and I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. See you in a minute.